Hello, hello everyone. How's it going? How's it going? Today we are here with TippyHendrix. Tippy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi. Oh, I'll give you my intro I do on everything. Hi, my name's TippyHendrix. Welcome back. How are you doing today, Nero?
I'm totally not stressing. It's fine. Everything's great. It's all right. Fighting off being sick. How are you?
I'm also fighting off being sick. That's the fun part of this year is that everyone gets sick, and then we all have to pretend like we're not dying
Yep,
a little bit.
absolutely. Yeah, I refuse to be sick. I know that I have zero control over it, but I won't let this happen.
Great. Can't wait to talk to you in 2 days when you're full blown
Yep,
sick.
absolutely. Lirio, I'm just gonna call you out immediately. I love that the go
Mm.
live screen, the starting soon was on, and you're immediately hitting the nut button. I feel like that's the perfect intro to Lirio as a person. Also, howdy, Percival
Yeah.
Holloway Light Wolf. The name rapped like 3 times while I was reading it.
Percival's a little troll, but they'll be on their best behavior.
I mean, they don't have to be. Lirio's in my chat all the time, so I know what to expect. Like,
That's true.
it's
It
fine.
it says a lot about a chat when Lirio's in there.
Well, um, so I want to sort of start off with just I want to see how you see yourself. How would you describe
Okay.
your brand as a content creator?
When I think of my brand, the first word that comes to mind is risk. uh, I I don't know. You know what? Okay, let me tell you the funny thing. So when I started streaming, okay, I remember now. It wasn't Miyune, my first streamer I watched. It was Gargura. It was Filian, technically, the very first streamer I ever watched. And then I was like, I can't be like this girl. This girl's nuts and she's crazy and she's wild. And then I saw Gargura and I was like, I could be that. I could be cute and adorable and sweet. And so I tried that for like a week and then it immediately all went to shit. And then my real personality came out and it was much more goblin than Gargura ever was. And so I think that's kinda just stuck. I've always just thought of myself as a little, um, goblin, oversharer, whimsical, brand risk. I'm doing word association now, but I feel like it kinda gives the vibe. I never quite know how to describe our stream except for, like, just words.
I've raided into you a couple times and also just caught streams, and I feel like that is very like accurate. I don't know what I'm getting anytime. I know
Thank
it's
you.
gonna be a good time, but unexpected is
Yeah.
always something that comes to mind, but that's awesome. It doesn't feel like anything that would ever it's hard to get stale if you're constantly moving, you know?
Thank you. Yeah, I like that's my favorite part about streaming. It's just when you get to have it be whatever you want it to be for that like stream. It's like, oh, I feel like doing something IRL. I feel like doing something with the model. I feel like just fucking talking today. Like whatever you feel like doing, you get to do, and that's my favorite part of it. So that's what we always try to keep with the stream. Like, what do we feel like doing today? What is where are we at? And then we just go
So
with that.
that ties into something I did want to ask you about, which was I have 3 streams in a row that I caught. It's been 2 different models and an IRL stream. What goes into your
Mhm.
decision making on how is it pure vibes? I know there are things like if you're gonna be cooking or something or making something, it's sort of necessary to be IRL visible, but, like, how do you make the decision on when and how to do that sort of thing?
So the funny thing is, a guy's my husband, he's the co-creator of the channel. We have a book that we've kept since we started streaming of ideas, and there's probably like 1,000 ideas in there and we haven't broken down into like IRL bits, VTuber bits, RPs, like they're all broken, but there's like 1,000 of them. And then during the week, we sit down like at the beginning of the week because we stream on Mondays. So then usually on like Tuesdays on our day off, we kind of just pull out the book or look at our ideas and we're like, this one sounds fun. We'll do this one this weekend. And then if it's like something we have to order for, we'll do that. We'll like order some stuff for it or we'll just plan on it. So it's usually like 3 or 4 days before we start our weekend of streaming. We'll just pick what we feel like doing that weekend, and then we'll go with that. And that's so it's every week is just not sure what every Monday I'm like, "All right, so this weekend we'll be doing something, and I'll let you know in the next couple of days."
That is something that when I started streaming, I was like, "Okay, so I need, like, my schedule, and I need everyone to know, like, in advance, like, we're doing this game or this thing," and then I got into it, and we're like, "There's some days that I've planned it out for the week, and then I get them like, I don't want to play this, or I don't want to talk about this right
Mhm.
now." So I
Yeah.
feel like that's something that it sounds great ideally to have everything perfectly planned out, then you get into the real world, and you're like, "I will do as much planning as possible slash I want to."
Yeah, it's a mix, you can't just go completely wing it because then you never get to the stuff that you need to plan out, but because, like, at times there are times that where we've planned out an entire month in advance, every single stream, and then there are times where it's just a few days like, the week before we'll plan it out, so it's kind of like with however busy life is, sometimes we'll plan out really far in advance, sometimes we'll not, but you have to be okay with like, okay, this I just can't do this today, even though that's what was planned. So I'll move that to a different day. And today I'll just do this. So you have to be a little bit of like open to changing things up with however life is moving at the moment, but also trying to plan a little bit so that you don't get caught in like, oh, I have nothing. So at least you like it's like a balance, I guess.
And I think that falls perfectly into what you were talking about. It's like you have your book of ideas, which, I mean, if you feel like you aren't feeling what you were planning, having just some ideas stocked up would be great for not running into a I have absolutely nothing today.
Yeah, I love that book. It's always fun to pull it out and be like, it's like the weirdest. It's like some of them are half ideas, some of them are fully fledged out. Some of them have like things like I'll have a whole script written out for another one, and then the other one I literally have looked at my phone and been like, what does dog pastry mean? What the fuck was I thinking in that moment? I don't know. it's it's always fun to like look back and be like, okay, I'll pull this one today, or that one I think might need to be worked out because it's just three words strung together. So, but I
So,
think everyone should do it. If you have ideas, just write them down.
with all of that, people really like to classify things. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as just a general streamer? Do you see yourself as VTuber? What when someone asks you what are you? That sounds awful, but
No, that's fine,
what are
dude.
you?
My I was talking to my mod and friend Lapis. When we saw him last TwitchCon, he was like, I've kind of run into the problem where I'll tell people I mod for you, and they say, what does Tippy do? And he's like, I don't know how the fuck to describe your channel anymore. And I'm like, dude, me either. I guess if I consider myself a VTuber, I do IRL stuff, but I'm fully love the VTuber community, and I love being a VTuber. But I just say I'm a VTuber with a true variety channel. It's just gonna be a mix of sometimes it's games, sometimes it's talking, sometimes it's IRL, sometimes it's bits, sometimes it's art. I don't whatever floats our boat. It's just a true variety channel, which is funny because that's what we picked when we started. We're like at the very beginning, we're like, oh, we'll play games. And then like a week into it, we're like, let's just be a variety channel. Whatever. I don't like being pigeonholed in a box, so we'll just go variety channel as a description.
I can really appreciate that. The people from my chat can sort of understand. For me, I started with playing older RPG games like PlayStation 1 era, and that's fun and I love it, but also had the talk with them where it's like I don't necessarily always want to do this. Sometimes I just want to yap with you guys. Sometimes I'd
Mhm.
like to do stuff like the interviews. And then when Digimon came out, that all went out the hole because I was playing I to prep for that, I played the old PlayStation 1 Digimon games and the PS5 one, and then
Mhm.
played the new one, and the people were like, "Oh, he's such a good Digimon tuber," and I'm like, "Nope, don't like that. We're sorry, I knew I wanted to play another Digimon game, but we're gonna take a break on that just so we have a little bit of
Yeah.
some shake up on it."
So the first game I ever played was World of Warcraft, and I think we played 1 or 2 streams. Only the first or second stream where it was just playing World of Warcraft, and then after that, we were like, I don't want to just play World of Warcraft. Let's add in like a punishment wheel. Like every death, I'll spin a punishment wheel. And then that kind of evolved into like wanting to do more different stuff. But like I feel like with streamers, you either are known for playing a type like a game and the people just want to see you play that game, or you can be the one where they're more there for the personality and the talking and they'll watch you play any game. And so it's like it's good, I guess, if you don't want to be a Digimon streamer, then you play games. So they'll watch any game you want to play. So it kind of gives you a little bit more freedom, I think, which is probably nice for you.
Yeah, I feel like we are now in the point when it comes, because growing up, content creation was super new, and that wasn't like something that people were putting a whole lot of thought into. They just sort of did what they want. But you've seen, as it has become more of an established thing, people who
Mhm.
did the same thing over and over and over again, and then they're like, "Hey, I want to pivot," and it completely destroys everything they've built, because it is almost unthinkable for people that they
Mhm.
do other things, and that's just
Yeah,
something I try to
because
be mindful of.
yeah, because of course it depends. The viewers can watch whatever they want to watch, and they all like their different stuff. And some of them just want to watch a game. There's been times where like I played a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's, and then the people were like, "Well, I just like Five Nights at Freddy's," and I'm like, "That's fine. Like if you just want to watch just for Five Nights at Freddy's, that's fine. Like I whatever makes you happy." But some of them do. They just like a game or a game series, and that's what they want to watch. And then there are other ones that are just like, I just want to watch like you talk or you play any game or whatever. So it's nice to do either one. But yeah, it's like it's funny when you get into like a game series and then you're like 3 games in and then they're like, "Wait, why are you playing Star Wars today?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I felt like playing Star Wars." And they're like, "Bring back Five Nights at Freddy." And I'm like, I can't. I'm over that one."
I think that brings up something interesting that I'd like to get your view on. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like some people get very locked in on the appeasement is the best word I can find, but
Mhm.
you seem to be more on the side of watch me if you want. That's awesome. If you enjoy me and want to be here, great, but you're not obligated to. So if you like what I'm doing, great. If not, that's okay. And
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
think
that's a
that's
good
the
way to
yeah.
go.
Um Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. It's yeah, people if you want to come watch, great. You'll get me and my personality and what we're doing in our stream. And if you don't want to watch, that's perfectly fine. You can find there's millions of streamers. You can find the person that you connect with. Because at the end of the day, we're just here to entertain. That's all it is. It's just entertainment for people. TV's not really as much of a thing anymore. And the people on Twitch, they like to watch the live and just be entertained. Some of them like to talk, some of them just like to lurk. So if you want to watch, great. I'm here for you. If you don't want to, perfectly fine. Go I have a good day, go find something that makes you happy, you know? That's the I don't know, I'm not I here's the thing, I physically literally cannot change who I am. I just am who I am. So if you're not vibing with it, that's totally fine. Not everyone is everyone's cup of tea, you know what I mean? So it's like if you vibe with it and you like it, awesome, I'm here. If you're too busy and you can't, that's fine. If it's just I'm not at all what you're looking for, and I've had people be like, "Hey, you're really loud." I'm like, "That's fine."
Yes, I am.
I am loud, and I'm sorry, it's not gonna change. It's just who I am as a person. I'm too much me, you know what I mean? You gotta
Thank you, Ploss, throwing that humana auga there.
Hell yeah. Dang, do you get a lot of awoogas?
No, that is a purely for you thing. I get a lot of
Oh, shit,
suggestive
nice.
comments about how me and my chat should get together, but it's fine.
They they are all I don't know what it is, chat just in general, as a whole is a little bit of goblins. They're a little bit of degenerates.
I will say that I have found it very interesting as a dude. I've talked to some of my friends who are like, "Oh yeah, no, chat's actually like really respectful when it comes to certain things. Obviously, we're all gremlins here, but, like, there's like, oh, there's certain
Mhm.
lines that for the most part chat doesn't cross, and I'm looking at my chat like, how many times have I been propositioned by the other males in my chat? And that's just sort of how dudes are when we get together. We have that like, no, it's totally fine. It's just a streamer in their chat, and whatever they do, that's totally fine. It's okay.
Dude, it's so funny. I have, some friends who are like, "My chat's so nice, they're so lovely to me, they're so supportive and kind and sweet," and I'm like, "Where the fuck did you get your chat from?" Mine it's just a bullying back and forth. I'm just bullying them and they're bullying me. What do you m and I don't get propositioned, which I like because 'cause I'm not really like a of like a sexual streamer, but holy shit, if they don't proposition my husband every 5 fucking
I
minutes, they
got multiple
love my
questions about
husband.
that. Being like, ask her
Yes.
about why Guy is so sexy and if it's okay if we take him out for dinner sometime.
Yes, you can take him out for dinner, but you have to pay. None of this
See, and
50-50 bullshit. You're paying for him.
it's the opposite for me because I am the dude here. So I am the
Mhm.
object of all of the desires, and then my wife comes around and they're all super respectful and nice, which I appreciate. I find it hilarious, but I just
Yeah.
love because most of the people I interact with are women online. They're like, "Oh yeah, everyone's super nice." And I'm like, "Dog, some of the things I have heard from my chat, I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing. Thank you for saying that to me."
Yeah, guy's the best. Yeah, that's funny. It's just like it's funny how this chat reflects the streamer. If they're like they're little goblins and degenerates, and then they're like, "Ooh," and you're like, how did I create this?" And they're like, "Well, it's technically your fault because we're just a reflection of you." And it's like, that's true.
Yeah, it's that mirror effect where you don't recognize yourself and you're like, "Oh, that is me. You're right."
Yeah,
Hashtag we sit with
I told.
Guy.
Yep, we sit with guy. I don't remember what that was from. Do you remember what that was from? Let me ask. Oh, it was the 12-hour stream. We did a 12-hour stream, and a guy was very tired. I was very tired, and chat kept saying, hashtag we sit with guy. We sit with guy because they said they were going to wait the 12 hours, and they said we can't leave him alone here. And I'm like, I'm also here. And they're like, yeah, but we're here. We're showing support for guy having to sit here for 12 hours, and it just never went away. I'm like, okay, I get it. You guys are here to support him and him having to also sit here for 12 hours.
See, but I think that's very awesome. I kinda wanted to ask about that as well because there's this nebulous idea that, like, if you have a partner, you're never supposed to talk about it, and it's supposed to be this thing. And I it's really cool to see people who are open about it. We were making a joke. We had a little podcasty type episode where me and a couple people were together and we were like, is this the largest group of openly in a relationship or married VTubers that have ever been together? And it was just three of us, but all of us were talking about being married. And it's like, I don't know if it's the biggest group that actually is in a relationship or married, but all of us openly talking about it does feel like we're breaking almost every rule.
Yeah, the unspoken rule. The streamer is always single.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. Um, how do I say it? I get where it comes from because there are viewers who like they want the idea that the streamer is single because it's kind of like watching a TV, like it's kind of like watching a fantasy show. Like when I watch anime, my favorite characters, if they're like single in the show, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Like, cause like now I can be attracted to them. And it's like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, it's that idea of like the character or whatever. And there are some viewers who want their streamer to keep up that character of like, no, they're single, they're available. So, it's okay to like think of them in like kind of like a sexual way or whatever it is. But so I get why that came about, but it's not like it's not the only path. You can do the other one. It is a what's it called? Less traveled path, I guess, being openly married or in a relationship. Um, but it's kind of just whatever the streamer wants to do, whatever they're comfortable with. Some of them are just very private and they are playing like more of a character and they want to, they'll play their role and the viewers will play their role. And then some of them want to be really open about their life and not, they're okay with sharing personal details. So it's kind of like whatever each one wants to do. But I do know the majority of them do. There is like that weird unspoken thing of like, wait, can I tell people I'm in a relationship? And it's like some of the streamers are like, no, don't do it.
I
And
can
some of
also
them are like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I can see also that, like, it is also a timing thing where you have a sweet spot of coming out with that, because if you have built on that single vibe, it can be very
Hmm.
jarring to a lot of people to
Yes.
then come out later. We've seen that a lot with people who, even if they weren't before, and they're like, "Hey, just coming, hey, I got engaged," or "I have a boyfriend now," or whatever. It doesn't
Hmm.
always go over super well, so I can understand the
Yeah.
stress of being open about that stuff.
Yeah. And I get it. Some people get like, well, some it's a very small, loud group of viewers who get upset about it, I think. I think the majority of them really don't care. They want their streamers to be happy and have love and a life and a family and all of that. It's a very small, loud group that's like, will get mad about it. It's always the, like, smallest, most aggressive, loud group that's like, "Hey, you can't get married." But it's like, um, it is hard because when you build your stream, you're not always in the same place years later. So there are people that like they were single for years and then it just didn't really come up and then maybe they'll get engaged. And then I've seen them get hate and I'm like, of course life's going to move on, They're of course be happy for them. I The funny thing is on the very first one or two streams we did, I didn't mention my husband because I just wasn't really sure how to stream and I wasn't, I didn't really know what I was doing. And I think it was like the 3rd stream, I was like, "I can't not talk about him. He's sitting right next to me. We've been together for, like, decades. It's I'm just not I'm an oversharer. It's not physically possible for me not to mention him." Like, there's, like, the first person to be like, "What's that male voice in the background?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my husband." And I'm like, "Oh, wait, am I not supposed to say that? I don't know if that's a rule or not." And then I was just like, "Fuck it," I'm just gonna build it off of the, like, where like, honesty. But there are I the hardest part is I feel bad for people who get in that position where they feel like maybe they can't tell anyone that these happy things happen for them, They get in a relationship or they get married or they have a kid. But I think
That
that's changing. I've seen a lot of VTubers come out with, relationships and stuff, and they've gotten a lot of support, which makes me happy.
Yeah, I've definitely been happy to see that. That is a perfect mirror of how I started to. The first couple streams, I was like, "Oh, no, it's gonna be completely mysterious," and then I'm like, "But I'm just
Mhm.
basically me on stream anyway," and a big chunk of when you are married or have kids or whatever, they're a huge part of your life. And there's like, if I want to tell a
Yeah.
funny story about something my wife said, I'm not going to be like, oh, somebody I saw today at work said this thing,
Yeah.
and so very
Yeah,
quickly
like,
that went
how am I
away.
supposed to not mention my wife?
Yeah,
She's in the next room. I literally saw her 5 minutes ago.
it also
But yeah,
doesn't
it's
help
like
that my
yeah, like
kids are funny as hell, and you have to have that. I'm like, dog, this motherfucker said the funniest thing at dinner tonight.
yeah. Yeah, it's like they said in your chat, like, it's 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 more the parasocial ones that, are the only ones who really get mad about it. The regular average viewer, they don't give a shit, They don't care, they want you to be happy, they're there for entertainment. It's only it's the ones who feel like they may have a shot with the streamer. They get upset, and it's like, "Well, you're here for the entertainment, right? You're here to watch someone play a game or talk or whatever it is." I don't know, yeah, I get most of my chat, ironically, they're married. They're married, and, both of the husband and wife will watch us, or, like, the 2 partners will watch us, and that's usually where the most of our people who, like, sub or things like that is or give subs, it's other married couples, and they're like, "Yeah, I like being able to watch with my spouse," It's not like a sexually driven channel, so it's just like, yeah, it's not weird for, like, me and my wife to be able to watch you together. And then, of course, I'm like, fucking tuck your wieners back. And they're like, okay. I say something weird,
Woman in
but
chat, put it
they,
away.
but yeah, the most, I feel like it's an underserved market. I think it's nice that more VTubers are coming out and just being honest, like, yes, I'm in a relationship. Yes, I have kids. Because that opens up that the viewers who want to more watch that vibe, they can find a home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is I can see where you're coming from on that, because there have definitely been, like, when I'm trying to feel out a streamer, or, like, how do I vibe with watching this, that I'm like, I definitely wouldn't, like, throw this up on the TV and watch it with, like, my
Yeah.
wife or something, because that would get very weird very quick. And so it is good to have
Hmm.
that place. Also, Omni has been weirdly alluding to it. That's my brother, which is why he says he can't goon to me, or he thinks he has a shot with every streamer except for me. So yes, Omni, I agree to all of those. You shouldn't do that.
We're gonna have to have a family therapy session. Oh, that's good. Your family supports you. I like that.
I love that
You know,
right
because
under
there's a
that, Saru says, but Nero promised we all have a shot with him, except for Omni.
you're the only one not allowed for obvious reasons. I've seen, because I know that, and I like the term because I've heard people talk about. I have friends. They do what's called the girlfriend experience, and that's totally cool. I love it. I think it's cute. But that's like a specific type of stream, where the streamers they're doing a girlfriend experience. It's a single girl, and they play up that role and everything, and the viewers like it. But not everyone wants to watch that. Not everyone's there for the girlfriend experience. Some
Yeah.
of them want to watch more of a family friendly channel. Some want to watch gaming. Some want to watch a married couple. So there's all different strokes for different folks.
Do you I'm trying to think of the good way to ask this. What do you think has been the hardest part of streaming as an openly married couple? This is from Lirio, and also he said, "Why is it that we like Guy more?" But I was gonna leave that part off, and then realized I probably should just throw it in there.
All right. The why here's the easy one first. Why does chat like Guy better? I don't know, but I'm here for it. I also am pretty obsessed with him. He's just a cool dude, you know what I mean? He's got cool long hair, he has a cool vibe, he has cool hobbies, cool thoughts. So I totally get it when they're like, "We love Guy." I'm like, "Me too. I'll fucking fight you for him. How about that?" Like, I also am a big fan of him. um, so I get it. The hardest part of being a married streamer, I'm gonna be honest with you, personally, there's no hard part to it. It's just being myself. I'm a married person. Been married a long time. So it's not hard. The hardest part for me is just seeing other streamers try and break into being open about their relationships and getting pushback because I feel bad for them. A lot of them are my friends or coworkers, and I just feel bad that they are getting. Like I saw a girl I know who posted that she got engaged, and people were fucking mean to her, and I
Yeah.
felt bad. I wanted to be like, "The hell's wrong with you guys? Be
That
happy
is the
for
one that
her."
I never understand, is when, hey, I'm getting in, or I'm engaged, or I'm getting married, and people are like, "What a slut!" I'm like, "Oh yes, how dare she commit to one person, the sluttiest thing of all."
Yeah. Yeah, how dare she find love? That's not allowed. And it's like, do you like this person? If you do like them in any form, you should probably be fucking happy for them because they found love. That's the only thing that really bothers me. Because for me, it's not hard. I know when someone is gonna have a problem with it, they come in and it's always the who's the guy's voice in the background? Who's that male voice in the background? And I'm like, it's my
It's a
husband, and I
ghost.
know I'll never see them again in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they'll be like, "Is that your roommate?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a
It's my
grown ass woman
manager.
with a." Yeah, my manager's in the room with me. No, it's my fucking husband, obviously, it's my partner. But, um, so it doesn't bother me. I know that if they're not vibing with it, they're not vibing with it. They can go find someone else to watch. But so for me, it's not hard. But I was open, but I was married before I started streaming, so it wasn't like something I had to break to
Yeah.
everyone.
I
So that
think
was easy. It
I
was an
think there's
easy
something almost
transition.
liberating about it too. When I first started, like I said, for the first couple streams, I wasn't open about it, and It is shocking how I'm sure it is worse for those of the female persuasion, but even for me, within like the first week of doing this, somebody approached me and was like, "Hey, so I have a polycule that you seem like you'd be a great fit for," and I was like, "Nope, gotta bust out the I'm married
Thanks.
card," like immediately, like, "Nope, nope. Hey guys, guess what? No."
Yeah, well, my channel's like pretty. It's very much a dual channel. I'm the main one on screen because I fucking love attention. I crave it. That's just who I am. But the guy's always here. We always stream together. He's always sitting next to me. He talks on stream. He has a model he uses sometimes. We do like podcasts where we'll both be on. He comes up with like 90% of the bids. I don't even know how to turn on my computer practically. He sets up everything for it. So the community is very open about it. But it is like um it's very freeing to be able to not have to hold back what you're saying. Like, yeah, I know what
Yes.
you mean. Like if I want to tell a story about what happened when we, had lunch today, I can do that. I don't have to be like, "Wait, let me think. Do you guys know about this part of my life?" I'm just
Exactly. When it's somebody
open
who
about
is
all
such
of
a
it.
big part of your life, it's hard when you are
Yeah.
open to not talk about that person. I love the two types of chatters right there. J Game 5, some chatters stay just for Guy, and then X-Ray Specs, I stay for Tippy and appreciate Guy. There's two
Yeah.
wolves in chat.
No,
Oh.
dude, the girlies, those are my ride or dies. The boys, they're here for Guy, and I'm fully aware of it. There's not. I love this. I love when people are like, "There's nothing gayer than a group of straight
Group of
men."
straight guys. It is true. It is true. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Better than a group of straight men together. The guys love Guy, and the girls always be like, "We're here for Tippy," and I'm like, "Thank you, my minority. You guys are awesome. There's like 5 of you, but that's all." And thank you, I appreciate it. But I don't like it doesn't bother me. I think it's sweet because it is a dual channel, and it's nice that, um, that chat openly supports both of us and, the our marriage and everything. I think it's nice.
It is. I love for you that you have people that appreciate that. I think that's super cool. I'm always curious just to watch how things ride out. There's a lot of things. I'm just an
Mhm,
observer. I enjoy seeing how things play out. I get happy when I see things go well for people, but I enjoy seeing how people react to things.
mhm. Yeah, the sometimes, chats can get, like, bad names, like, they're all parasocial or they're this or that, and it's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. The chat we've created is very supportive and happy for us, and they love both of us, and it's awesome, and it seems like your chat's the same way, like, they love you and all the aspects of your life and just wanna support you for that, and I think that's nice.
I'm trying to think of something nice to say about my chat. I love them to death. They're great. We have one typical female in chat who got made my mod because we were making the
Mhm.
joke that there can't be women in chat, so she got made a mod, so she didn't count. Um, and she's married to one of my other people, and she's the only one she's like, "I'm gonna take your wife to Disney World," and the rest of us are just like, "You guys can go. We'll stay at the house. We'll have a great time together."
Dude, so I have, 2 mods that are married, Lapis and Daddy. Daddy's the, woman, and we I think Lapis found us first, and we made him a mod, and then we found out his wife was also a viewer, we made her a mod, and I'm obsessed with her. I'm
That is
obsessed
called
with
being a
her. She's
power
my
couple right there.
it really is. And they're both our best friends. We absolutely adore them, but it's so funny being like the girls, the guys are always the ride or dies for their guys, and the girls are always ride or dies for their girls, and I think it's so fucking funny.
I do think it's funny listening to guys talk about their woman streamers that they watch, being like, "Oh, she's really cool and she's funny and nice." I'm like, "And what about this guy? Like, he's hot as fuck. Absolutely would." Like, oh my, like I love the complete shift of like, "No, we'll be respectful until you're a dude, and then it's all bets are off."
Yeah. It is, the things they say about Guy are absolutely apprehensible. They're like, "Can you just get off screen just for a minute
You're
and just
blocking
put
our
your
view
husband
of
on?" And
Guy.
I'm like, they're like, "We want more Guy." I'm like, "He's right fucking here, okay? He doesn't prefer being on stream, but he's here. He's listening. He appreciates it." "Put a Guy on." That was their thing they always said, "Put a Guy on."
I I wish I could say I don't believe that, but that is the, like, most believable thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I
Don't
know
die.
that guys love being disrespected by other dudes, apparently.
Absolutely. We all want
It's
a
funny, we'll have
beautiful woman and a strong man in our lives, and that's all we really want.
it's funny, anytime, all of my, married or in
Stop
relationship girl
throwing
streamer
milk
friends
in
will be
my
like
cereal.
their chat will always be like, "Put the guy on, put your boyfriend on, put your husband on," and anytime I have, like, a male streamer friend, the men in the chat love them, are obsessed with them, and the women in the chat are like, "Get fucked. Get fucked." You're they just bully the shit out of them.
I
"Oh my
feel
god,
like that is very typical for people I've seen. They're like, they whether it's their brother or a friend or their significant other, it's like people they'll worry a little bit like, oh man, what are they gonna feel like about like, oh man on stream, and then they're like, oh, they like them more than me. Cool, great.
every time. I have not met a single streamer who's like, "This is my husband." Immediately, it's like heart eyes from the chat, and they're like, "Oh, that's your man? That's our
That's
man
our
now."
man. It's crazy how immediately the chat turns to communism when that becomes our husband. Comrade, pass the
I think
husband.
it's nice. I think it's cute because, a friend of mine, she says, like she's like, "Oh, it's chat being respectful of your marriage." And I'm like, "I get that. I like that. I think that's really sweet." They're trying to be respectful of the marriage. They It's cute and it's funny, and they love, the fact that you're married, so they don't wanna, like, sexualize
Yeah,
you,
absolutely.
but they are degenerates at heart, and
Yes.
they're gonna wander over to your husband or your spouse and be like, "So what's their deal? Are they single?" "Is my husband
How
single?" "Yeah."
serious is it?
"Is your husband married or happily married?"
What's that thing? We've been married for 7 years and happily married for 2.
I think it's cute. They're a funny bunch. Yeah, on a scale of 1 to
So,
10, what are my chances?
on a scale of 1 to 10, what are my chances? Yeah. Yeah. See, the thing is, I know that they are asking on different sides, though, who they have chances with. It's also just a
Yeah,
guy
they
thing.
love Guy.
Remember the romances between Tom Holland and, Jake Gyllenhaal? Yeah. Yeah, Gyllenhaal.
Mhm. The There's romances are powerful.
That's
It's a
why kiss a
powerful
homie's
tool.
a thing. It's just what dudes
Mhm.
do.
You keep your socks on, it's not gay.
I think that is definitely one of my favorite things, is just, like, I'll randomly just be like, "Chat, is it gay if I want to sleep with all of the men in my chat?" Like, "No, not at all." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you. Just needed that confirmed real quick."
You gotta keep the socks on. Don't gay to kiss your homie goodnight. In fact, you should.
I mean, that's just nice. That's being neighborly.
Yeah. That's camaraderie. How else are you gonna build your friendship?
I love X-Ray Spec's point of view. I love gay is subjective.
Gay is subjective. Jerk a homie. I'm telling you that you can't get rid of your degenerate nature.
No,
You just
they've been
shift
trying
it.
to get me to have exclamation jerk as a command, and, like, I don't know what I could put as a response to that to not get me in trouble, so we're still that's on hold for now.
The Because our chat's called the boners, because I'm a dog and dogs like bones. So we have exclamation boner and it just says boner on stream. And Twitch doesn't give a shit, man. They don't fucking there's no they don't care what you do.
As long as you keep your hips covered, it's fine.
No hips, no under boob. Everything else flies. And only if it's animated.
Yes, only if it's animated. The
Mhm.
one that they're pushing for right now is there's a split in chat of people who want me to have just a female toggle and have, like, a really pretty
Mhm.
model, and then there's the other half that's like, "No, same model, just boobs on it." And I'm like, I love that that's the 2
Just
sides, like, it has to just be you with boobs, or it has to be, like, a super pretty woman. I'm like, they
you gotta
what
give
about
yourself get a
underball?
toggle with a crop top and baby shorts. Just this outfit, just crop it,
I
and
could
then put
rock
on
it.
booty shorts with it.
You gotta keep the tie,
Yeah,
though. The tie has to stay.
of course, business first.
Party in the front. Oh,
Just booty cheeks in the back.
hearing back-to-back boners.
Yes. It's if Nero uses a female model, it must be a futa.
Saru, I feel like you say that at least
It's
once every stream you're in here.
they're just advocating for what they want.
Oh,
It's
I
what the
know.
people want.
It's the voice of the people, and the people say futa.
The people want it. Can't stop it.
So, okay, you do a lot of collabs as far as, like, bigger things, not like the first thing I ever saw from you was Lirio sent me something. I think it was Mario Kart. Was I think
Oh,
that's what it
yeah.
was. But he sent me that, and I
Oh,
was like,
Garfield cart.
yes, yes. And
Yeah.
I was like, "That's cool," but also I was like, "I am so afraid of people that the idea of doing stuff with other people is terrifying." So I followed you and started watching your streams, but was like, "I'm not gonna interact. That seems like a nightmare." How do you how uh, anytime
Introvert a little bit?
just a tiny bit, but
That's what I thought.
how do you
Okay.
decide to plan stuff like that? I feel like the planning is the worst part. Like, being a part of it seems super fun. Being the brain behind it
Oh, yeah.
feels like a nightmare.
Um, yeah, I like collabing. I've always been a big fan of collabs. I think last year we did 100 collabs last year. We haven't done one at the end of this year. I'll do another one where I break down all the collabs we've done. Um, I love. Here's the thing though, I love hosting. I love hosting. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love a large group of people and just just being the all right, next up we're doing this and now we're doing that and blah blah blah. It's like that's becomes very natural. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. But for the setting it up, that comes into play because I have a very wonderful team of people who help me. Guy does a lot. He does 99% of it behind the scenes, him and our mods, and we usually bring in a friend or two to help us, and they help set everything up. It'll be like I think the, Garfield cart, we had, like how many people? Like 15? Like 15 people on it or something, and, Guy and the mods set it all up, they made a whole Discord, they got everything together, and then, like, the day before, they bring me in, and they're like, "Alright, so this is how it's gonna go, this is the timeline, this is the thing," and I'm like, "Thanks. I'm gonna show up and just talk a bunch of bullshit because that's my vibe, that's what I do best." I love collab I love hosting, I think it's so much fun, it's my favorite streams to do.
You just have the energy for that though. Like, not as in like being tired, but the you have that vibe. I That's something that I thought about a lot on the trail up to right here was you are such a fantastic host
Mm.
for things like that that I was like, now she's on this side and I'm supposed to host, and I don't know that I can bring that same chutzpah to everything.
No, it's, thank you, first of all, I appreciate that. It for the record, it is very tiring. When I do big, large group collabs, I spend an hour talking, then the collab usually takes about 2 hours, and then after that, I usually just raid out because I'm so tired after that. It is not draining, it's very draining to have collabs. Even if it's just a one-on-one, or not. Like, streaming, it's a pretty solo endeavor. It's usually just you in front of a camera and a mic, just talking for hours. So bringing in other people, we are kind of all introverts. I say the most extroverted introvert. Because if I'm in a hosting situation, I'm great. I can talk to everyone. Put me in an actual room with real people, I'm saying 3 words and that's it. And then I'm Irish goodbying. I'm in real life, real bad at interacting. On stream, very good. So it's not it is very, draining for everyone, so don't, like it's just something you work up to, you know? I like hosting, I think it's fun, um, like, kind of, running the show and getting to, like, interview people and things like that, but it is tiring for everyone, I feel like, you know?
I will say that is something that put me really at ease hearing from you when we were doing the planning for this and we were trying to pick a day. And you were like, "We
Mm.
could do it this day, but I'm going to be super low energy because that'll be right after my stream days. So if you want to move it
Mhm.
to Thursday, that would be a lot better than trying to do it on, like, Tuesday." And I was like, I'm glad that at least makes me feel normal because I think the worst one was I did 12 hours on my birthday just because I took the day off of work and was like, "You know what? I'll share my birthday with everyone." And I did not realize I was going to feel like I got hit by a truck the next day. Like, I was like, "I didn't do anything, but oh my
Mhm.
gosh, I feel like a wreck."
Yeah. It is, I'm always tired after streams. The ones where it's just me and Guy, I am not as tired. You know, I feel I can usually go a bit longer. But if it's a collab stream, it's just tiring. You know, getting because the energy can't stop. You know, it's just going to be hours of interacting and conversing and thinking and then moving this over here and then moving that over there. So it can be very tiring. The quietest she's ever been is when I met her IRL. Dude, if you meet me IRL, I'm saying 3 words and that's it. I get so nervous around people in real life. It's the control thing, I feel like. On stream, I'm like, I'm in control and it's all good. In real life, I'm like, oh, oh my God, you're real. Hi. Hello. I'm gonna go now.
Th I
I get
that's
real
so
nervous
real.
when people exist.
I think a lot of it is more, for me, the idea of this is a performance. I have no problem performing. I did color guard and cheer
Yeah.
and plays and stuff in school, and so if this is a stage to me, and so I can perform. The second this goes off, there are days where even if I
Mhm.
go to work, that I have not spoken that entire day, and so right before stream, I'm like, "Oh, I guess I should make sure my
Mhm.
voice still works." And then you get on and you perform, and then you walk off stage right, and then you're done.
Mhm. Yeah, it's very, well, with streaming, the moment you hit go live, you're on. You have to be on, and because that's the you promised entertainment, and so you're gonna entertain. You turn it on and you, um, put the tiredness or real life things to the side, and you just go on, and you're just there to have everyone have a good time. That's why they show up. Everyone has busy lives. Everyone's tired. Everyone's overworked, and just they just want to have a good time and zone out or talk or whatever it is they want to do. So when you hit live, you kind of like, all right, I'm here. And then the moment you hit like off of the live, you're like, oh boy, I need a fucking nap.
I feel
I have
that.
the worst stamina.
You okay, so I will say I was not super prepared for your schedule because I always get, like, super worried. I try to be professional, which you also just going to do a little bit of the French glacé here, but you put things at ease so fast. I came to you and was, like, very straight-laced professional, and you're like, "Oh, hell yeah, that sounds cool." I'm like, alright, so that's the vibe she's running with."
Yeah, no, you were that's what I was telling you before we started. You it was very nice your message. It was very cool. It was straightforward. It was no nonsense. It was like, "Hi, I'd like to do this and that." And I really appreciate that cuz I love doing collabs and I'll try and collab with anyone who wants to collab because I think it's fun. It's nice getting to interact with people and get to meet new streamers and have a good time. Um and I don't mind either way, but some of them they want to collab, but then they don't really know what to do, and then the schedules don't work out, so it can be a lot. And you're just like, oh, I can do this or that, and we can do this at this time, blah blah blah. So it was very nice and very concise, and it was very cool. You sent a really great message for collabs. I was going to tell you that you you were very respectful of like the time and energy and everything. So you're just like, it was very easy to say yes to your collab. So yeah, I'm having a good time. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate you being here. Saru reminded me, it was your schedule. There was one time you messaged me at like 2 a.m., and I see that, and I immediately am like, oh no, something's wrong, and it was just a normal message. I was like, okay, cool, cool. Just making sure that I was like, oh no, something's on fire, or she hates me now, and it was just like, hey, so what were you thinking on
How
that
dare
post?
you? Yeah, no, it was yeah, dude, our schedule is so weird because we um have normal jobs. We work during the day,
Yeah,
but we don't go to bed till about 3 or 4 a.m. So usually by the time we're responding to messages and things, it's like 2:30 or 3 in the morning. And so when I saw your message, we were actually out getting Taco Bell and we saw your message and we're like, "Oh, yeah, that sounds fun." But it was like, and I never think about the fact that like times, we're so bad with like timing of things. So I'll message people at like 4:30 in the morning and be like, like, how, like, show me a dick to my friend at like 4 in the morning or something. And they're like, what are you doing up? And I'm like, I don't know. This is just when I respond to people.
so Lirio is going to fully embarrass me. He said, tell her what you asked me after the 2 a.m. message. So Lirio has been my sounding board for all of my panicking and worrying, because as chill as I'm trying to be,
Oh,
again, I am so excited to get to talk to you. This is so cool. And Lirio has been my like person who I've been like, I feel like I'm going to die. Like I am freaking out. I like he's been my stress board, and I love him for that. But you messaged me at like two
he's
in the
awesome.
morning, and I think it had been, you said, hey, did you post the announcement tweet? And I was like, I'm pretty sure you already reposted it. And so I was like, I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know it, like I was like, Lirio, does she drink? And he was like, not a whole lot. And I was like, okay, she just messaged
Does she
me.
drink?
And so then I was like, oh, okay, she's
Uh,
probably just tired and couldn't remember. So that's I was like,
yeah.
I didn't want to respond
Dude.
immediately and then have you be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I forgot that. Yeah. No, it's no, the funny thing is I don't. It's very rare. Um it's just I think what I meant was like, were you doing like a post, an extra post or something about it? Because if like someone's gonna have me on, I wanna repost their things to try and push it and things like that. So I didn't know if I was like, oh, are you posting something else or is this the post? I should repost this one. Or
Yeah.
like, but yeah, it didn't mean to freak you out.
No, it's
It's
just that
just the 2
I
a.m.
am
is our
so bad
response
at
time.
peopling, and so I was like, I don't know how to approach this. Should I approach it expecting her to be inebriated, or is this just a genuine request? And he was like, no, you're you're fine. It's okay.
Dude, we're too autistic. I'm too honest with everything. People will be like, "What do you mean by that?" And I'm like, "Exactly what I said. There is no messing around. I don't know how to mess with people. I'm always just like." I had a friend one time be like, "Hey, are you mad at me?" I was like, "No, if I was mad at you, I would just tell you I'm mad at you. I'm not. I don't have time to figure out how to play the game. I'm just gonna be. I just weirdly honest with everyone. So, if people are like, what does that mean? I'm like, probably exactly what it meant. I don't know how to function with people. I'm just gonna be straight up with whatever my first thought is and hit send."
That is sort of how I feel. You were saying like, oh, that was a really good like reaching out for a collab message. I'm like, I just was like, hey, this is what I want to do, and when we can do it, yes or no.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. That's why I liked it. I like straightforward. Sometimes people will be like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hi," and they're like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Are you an art bot? What is this?
Yeah,
What do
I
you want?
always
Just
worry
say it.
about that.
Totally cool with I'm totally cool with whatever you want to talk about. Just tell me what it is, so I'm not confused because I don't know what's happening." And then they'll be like, "How's your day?" And I'm like, "What is this? Do you actually want to know how my day is? Because I'll tell you. Or do you want to ask me something? What's going on?"
That
It's like,
goes
just
along
tell
with
me.
what I was
I'm
saying. It's like I
cool.
don't want to waste anyone's time, and I'm the kind of person who I prefer shorter conversations. I don't feel the need to talk about my day or the weather or whatever, so when I approach someone, I'm
Mhm.
just like, "Hey, here's the necessary information. Respond however you want, but this whole message right here will probably be most of the conversation.
Dude,
Sorrow
I was
over
yeah,
here."
so people, I've had friends ask me,
Go ahead.
"We're enjoyers of VTubers?" No, I was gonna say, that's how I am. The people I've had friends be like, "How do you get collabs?" Because I do a lot of collabs, and I'm like, "It's exactly what you did. Send one message, tell them who you are, how like, if if you enjoy their content or what it is you're interested in. If you have an idea, tell them what it is. So it doesn't have to be back and forth because I know people are busy. A lot of VTubers they have jobs and lives and families and stuff. Just type it out. Doesn't matter if it's long or whatever. Just be like, hi, this is who I am. This is what I was interested in. If you're interested, fantastic. If you're not, that's totally fine. We could do it, any whatever times if this works for you, like very open, like just put it all in and then send it. And you might not get a response, but that's usually not a reflection of you. VTubers are very introverted and some of them are very anxious about interactions. So if you don't get a response, it's usually just because the person is just either too busy or they're not able to. But for the most part, if they are interested, at least all the information is there. It's straightforward. They have everything they need to make a decision, and then they can the conversation is just like, okay, great, sounds good. We'll move on with this. If
Yeah.
you can include like a date, or definitely include the idea of what you want to do, let them know like because like you were very cool. You're like, I'll come up with everything. You just show up, have fun. You're like date, time, and idea, and introduce yourself. That's really all you need to get collabs with people because people are busy and they don't have a lot of time to. Especially, like, you don't know if it's a real person, if it's a bot, if they're just if it's art they're trying to sell, if it's a collab they're interested, if they just wanna say hi, so just yeah, like yeah,
I feel like forward is
yeah,
the best way
I
to be with it.
I
Just
think mhm,
from like you're saying, when someone's like, "Hey,"
yeah.
you're like, "Okay, this could be hey," and then we'll talk for a day, and then you'll be like, "So I have my portfolio that I'd like to show." Like, "Okay, cool." So, like, I would rather just like, "Nah,
Dude,
alright, we're
yeah.
gonna get to the point, and then if you want to talk more about it, great."
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, straightforward is always the best, and every creator started off in the same spot. They all started off small. They all started off with, no viewers. Most creators, especially in the VTuber space, collabing is very big. Most of them are very open to collabs, but they don't have a lot of time. So tell them what you want, tell them when you were thinking, tell them who you are, and if you then they can make their decision, and they'll either be like, "Yeah, let me look at my calendar," or like, "I don't have time right now," or whatever it is. But it's just a lot of people will beat around the bush, and then it's a good much higher chance that it will go nowhere if they don't know what the intention is. And that's why I liked yours. You sent one message, and you're like, "This is what I like to do. This is when I'd like to do it. This is who I am." And I was like, "Perfect. Sounds good. I'll check my calendar. We'll make this work." Yeah, if their DMs are open, they're willing to work most of the time. If their DMs are closed, it's usually because they have like a manager, and you can approach the manager about it if you want. But like if their DMs are open, they're usually pretty open to collabing. But you just gotta just tell them what it is you are looking for.
I think I have the hardest part with the actual reaching out part. I told you the only reason I even reached out because I was like, "There's no way that she would want to," was Lario being like, "Seriously, just do it." But it's because I see the open DMs and I'm like, they probably have so many messages. So I don't want to just throw another one on that burn pile and stress them out even more as they
No,
see it go from 99 to 100.
no, don't worry about that. If their DMs are open, at the very least, they are open to being contacted. If their DMs are closed, that's pretty straightforward that they're not open at the time. Sometimes they'll open them later. But if the DMs are open, it's usually they're pretty open to it and they'll get to it when they can get to it. Obviously, the bigger you are, like we've had collabs with people who are like, sounds good, but I'm busy for the next 4 months. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll hit you up in another, let's soft plan for 4 months. I'll hit you up in another 2.5 when it gess a little bit closer. But it B2 is every streamers are just people, and we're all it and it helps them, if you're in their community, especially one thing I think is nice is if it's someone you're genuinely interested in, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I've had like some people occasionally they don't know who I am. They've never seen a single, and you don't have to like be there all the time or anything, but always if it's someone you're genuinely interested in working with, name recognition helps. Like a lot of the cool people I've worked with, I was fans of them before, and I was like, this would be really awesome to work with this person. I like them, not for their size or their, viewers or anything like that, but just who they are as a person. I think we would have fun together. And that always seems to, work pretty well because they appreciate that, you know? You don't want someone who's after you for the wrong reasons. You want someone who's just a cool person who just wants to actually get to know you and do something with you.
I think, like, from my perspective, that is also the thing is I don't want people to think that. So when you're like, "Oh, I would love to talk to this person," and then you're like, "Oh, but they're like 20 times my size," it will look like I am just like, "Hey, give me some of your numbers." And like, I just want to talk to you, dog. Like, the
Mm,
talking is the most exciting part. But then I look at it and I'm like, I
yeah.
look too small right now to have it look like anything other than trying to chase some numbers, and so I end up not doing it a lot.
No, yeah, it's definitely I know what you mean. It's a weird line to like walk, but um most people, because I'm not trying to like humble brag or anything dumb. I've worked with some much larger people than myself. Um, they're just regular people. If they don't, if they are nervous about like clout chasing or things like that, that's not because of you. That's because they have been burned.
Yeah.
They've had bad experiences. They have had people who genuinely are trying to do that. So yeah, I've had bad experiences. We all have, where you find out this person is not there for the right intentions. They are trying to genuinely use you because there's bad players in every group. It's not the VTuber community alone. There's people who are not, reaching out to you for the right reasons. But most VTubers, I don't think they are nearly as concerned with like being clout chased or anything. If they are, it's only because they have really bad experiences with it. Most of them are just shy, and from what I've realized talking to a lot of them, they're just shy like you. Most of them are like I see people be like, "No one ever reaches out to me for a collab," and it's like, "Yeah, and you don't because you're also nervous." They're also nervous. They're shy. They're introverted. Everyone's real anxious in this space. God forbid, like Lexapro needs to sponsor the VTuber community. This community is the most anxious, depressed group of people I've ever met. They're so introverted and it's paralyzing for most of them. I've literally had people be like, "Why? You're really extroverted." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just out here adopting you guys because you guys are like so nervous and sitting there wringing your hands, nervous little doves. It's so cute." But
It
there's the most VTubers don't care about your size. They just care about if you have a cool idea, if you are interested in getting to know them. And if they don't reach back, it's 99.9% of the time they're just shy and they're just not ready to take that step with someone they don't know, you know?
I
Yeah,
think
and if they're not, you
also
weren't gonna vibe anyways.
yeah, that's fair. I think I put it in your message, but if not, it's definitely been in other messages, like, when I say I want to interview you, it's legitimately I want to talk about you, I want to see who you are. This isn't gonna be some, like, hard-hitting, like, gotcha moments and all of that stuff because of how the internet is. It's literally just like, I just wanna talk about you and come on. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, I saw Omni say you're too self-conscious about your size. Size doesn't matter. It's authenticity,
I
and
promise
that
you he
comes
was talking
across.
about penis, but I appreciate your genuine, response to that.
I forgot he's your brother.
So Saru was saying, "I'll embarrass Nero even more," but I think we were all together in another stream and were raided into Tippy about 3 years ago. We've known about Tippy for a while. We convinced Nero to be a VTuber to collab. We're enjoyers of VTubers and we're glad to be talking to them. Saru, you can think you're embarrassing me, but I actually talked to her about that before stream, so you're not giving her any knowledge she didn't know already.
Yeah, motherfucker, we talked. This isn't the first time. Yeah, we're all VTuber fans. If you're a VTuber, hate to break it to you, you're a VTuber fan in some way, shape, or form. It's so funny you were telling me that you guys were Lucy fans, right?
Yes, that's where we came from.
Lucy.
I
Dude, I feel like the Lucy collab was one of the first collabs I was a little bit nervous about. It was one of the first collabs I was a little bit, because I never get nervous before collabs, I'm just excited. I always feel like if someone doesn't like me, that's fine. No one's everyone's cup of tea. If someone doesn't vibe with me, they don't vibe with me. I will do my best to make them comfortable and have a good time, but if they don't, they don't. But I was a genuine fan of Lucy for a long time, like, from the beginning, for 3 years now, and so when she was like, "Yeah, I'll do one with you," I was like, "Holy shit. Okay, gotta bring it." I think I gave her 7 ideas. I was like, "Here's
just took
7."
the
I wrote
shotgun
out a
approach.
Google Doc. I was like, "Here's 7 ideas." Yeah, I was like, she was like, "What do you, yeah, like, let's do something." I was like, "Here's 7 ideas. Whatever you're comfortable with, I'll make it work." It was the first one I was always like, "Ooh, I gotta bring it. I gotta I gotta be nice, and impress her," because I was such a fan of her.
That's always my worry. I think I tried to alleviate that here with you by
Mhm,
beforehand being like, "I'm just letting you know how excited I am beforehand, so maybe I can, like, get at
mhm.
least part of the way into the interview before I'm like, 'Also, you're awesome and cool, and this is great.'"
Yeah, no, you were very, very, very cool. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's always a weird thing reaching out for collabs with someone you don't know, but it's fun, you know? It's fun getting to meet people and get to work with them, and I don't know, I find it interesting. I find people interesting.
I think the hard part about streaming that I wasn't expecting is the fact that I can watch a lot less now between, like, prepping for my own stuff and
Yeah.
actually streaming and then work during the day. Like, if I have someone on, it's
Mhm.
typically in the background while I'm doing something, and I was like, "Man, I loved VTubing and watching people so much that I wanted to do it, and then I started doing it, and now I don't have time to watch people as much as I want to."
I know. Dude, I literally feel you on that. It's so, yeah, between work, house, family, life, and then streaming, getting ready, stream ready, your ideas, preparing, uh, future content, collabs, all that. I used to be able to watch so much more Twitch, and now it's like you said, it's during the work. I'll pull up who I can, the people I enjoy, and listen or type a little bit. But I wish there's so much less time I get to spend on Twitch just enjoying the content, just because of how busy life is, and it's a
Yeah.
bummer. It's a bummer not getting to watch all, because I have so many VTubers I enjoy watching, and I'm just like, I wish I could be there. I'm just busy. I'm so sorry. I love your work. I love your stuff. It's just a lot.
I was never a huge VOD watcher until I started streaming, and then was like, the only time I'm
Mm.
gonna be able to is, like, if I'm laying down for bed or something and I'm needing something just, like, chill out to, I'll throw on somebody's VOD that I missed that I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's right, this was a really good one, I'll go ahead and listen while I'm getting ready for bed."
Yeah, VODs can be a lifesaver. I have a couple of communities I mod for. They're my friends, and then I have other friends that if I'm able to like watch, I always try to do it. But like, because we stream 3 times a week, and then there's, like you said, like work, a bunch of other stuff. So it's like, oh, I wish I could watch more. It just becomes so hard because there's not enough hours in the day. Died.
Please don't die, that I feel like that would be bad for the VOD if you died right now.
Are you kidding me? That'd be phenomenal for the VOD.
'Cause think of the content.
Think of the content.
What do you think has been your most, like, chaotic, in whatever way, event that you have organized?
The most chaotic? Uh, the most chaotic event I organized, what did you say, the cotton one? Oh, yeah, okay, 2 of them. One was for 2 very different reasons. One was the Cottontail Lover sub, mostly because I didn't most of the collabs I do, I at least know most of the people in them. The Cottontail one, I didn't really know the people who were in it, so it was and they're very Cotton and her friends are very busy. So that one took about 4 months of planning. It was about 4 months out of planning to get that one straightened out with the people, and it was even up till the day before trying to get things ready and schedules lined up and all of that. So and granted, I'm so appreciative of everyone who showed up. Um, but that one took the longest just because of schedule confliction like, conflicts, but the most chaotic one outside of that, easily the Uma Musume tournament, because that one was how many people were in that? Like 25 people. And I was friends with almost all of them, and it was we did a tournament where it was bracket style. So we had a person, his name is DM, and he's an actual horse race announcer. So he came on and he was going to announce the races for us with me as the host. And then we had 25 streamers all in 5 or 6 different brackets, like all broken up. Like you're in the first one, you're in the fourth one, you're in the third one, you're in the fifth one, and we had a team of 3 mods behind the scenes helping us and moving people in and out and, "Okay, now you're in this bracket, okay, you're in this one," and it was like it was so much that after I literally got off stream and, like, went and laid down. I was like, "Holy shit, I can't believe we pulled that off." That was so cool, but so much. Like, I know there are people who do, like, 100 VTuber collabs. I don't even know how you do that. I did 25 people, and I was like, I don't know where anyone is. Like, thank God for the mod team. It was Guy did a lot, WG, our mod did a lot, and our friend T Millie, who does a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And they did so much work of the keeping track of the brackets, and there was a point system, and then pulling people in because I like to do interviews with everyone. So everyone had to get an interview. Everyone ready for the race. Okay, you're up for the next race. You're up for this next race. You're in down 3 races. People had to be moved around last minute on stream. This was the funniest part. The the mod DM'd me and he goes, "Hey, you miscalculated the numbers of brackets." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, there's 10 people in each race, and you have like 6 brackets that leaves 2 people out of a final bracket. You're 3 people short." And I was just like, and I literally DM'd him back and said, "Please fix it. I don't know what I'm doing." And then he was like, "Got it." And he just moved in the middle of the tournament, moving people around to fix the brackets. I don't know how to do math apparently. And it was so much fun, but it was so chaotic that at the end, I literally got a hold of him. I was like, "You guys are lifesavers. You're everything. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get you a Christmas present." That was a lot. And they're like, "Yeah, just don't do the math next time. We'll handle that part too." I was like, "Thank you." It was so all over the place.
I can't even imagine that. Like, that sounds like a absolute blast to be part of, but the not to be the person setting it up. And I'm sure it was fun,
Yeah,
but it makes my head want to explode just thinking about all the stuff that went into that.
it was again, I cannot give enough kudos to the team because and it's not with the hosting, it's just you bring in people that you trust, your mod team or your friends or other streamers. You have to delegate. You cannot handle it all on your own. Even Guy and I could not handle this on our own. Like I'm lucky. I'm so lucky that Guy and I are a team because he handles so much of yeah, he handles a lot of scheduling, and then we have 3 or 4 of our mods who always every collab they're in there. They're like, all right, what's the date and time? We'll be there. We'll handle it. We'll pull people in and out, and we'll do. They set up discords for us. They've done so much. We've done boxing tournaments in VR, done so many large group collabs, but it's not me. It's really not. I show up and I'm the funny little jester who says, fucking do a little dance. Tell me what you do on your stream. Like, I'm just there to make funny jokes and talk. They do everything. They do so much work, and I cannot stress that. It's them. I don't do fucking shit.
I can respect that though. I can't imagine even little things that I've tried to do recently. Again, Lirio, RM, those guys are always in the background Whether it's, "Hey,
Mhm.
RM, my mic is fucking up. Can you please help me figure it out?" Or Lirio's helping me with music right now because I can't stand listening to myself sing, and anytime I do, I end up scrapping everything. So Lirio is my go-to of like, "Hey, I need you to listen to this and tell me if it sounds okay before I delete it again and
Mhm.
have to redo it. And then once you give the all clear, we can put it together, but I can't be the one doing this."
Yeah, delegating is one of the most important things I think you have to be able to do. You cannot do it all on your own. It's too much. Even just a regular stream is too much. That's why there's mods. That's why you have people who help you. It's a group effort. There's a person who's on the screen doing the funny things, but behind the screen there's tons of people who just want to help you, and they do so much of the yeah. Guys over here on writing a script for YouTube as I'm doing this. So it's really it's always a group effort, and it's nice to be able to have people you trust to help you out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know this is a complete divergence. Uh, could you pass a message along for me?
Sure, I'm passing along a message.
Could you tell Guy that I love his hair? It's always I just that's the first thing I see anytime he's on. I'm like, "Dude, I love your hair."
Nero says to pass you along a message. He says he loves your hair. Every time you're on stream, he loves your hair. He said thank you. I love it too. It's so long and luscious. I think it's yeah, how long? 3 years? Yeah, 3 years ish of growing it out.
Nice. I'm sorry, that was a complete derail. That was one of those I don't even have it in my little, like, list of questions or things. It was just like my brain went there. You said Guy, and my brain was just like, "Oh, the hair. Yes, I need to
By
mention
the way,
that."
no, he appreciates it.
So this is just one of those weird little things. I try to do reading up on the background before I interview someone because, like you were saying, I try to talk to people that I already have an enjoyment of, but like I can't be
Mhm.
the number one fan of everyone, and like I've seen every stream and whatever. So I
Yeah.
try to do some research. And one of the things that I found like multiple places online is that your zodiac sign is Sigma.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I've said my zodiac sign was Sigma.
And, like, I didn't even have a
Dude.
question for that. All I have on it is just the zodiac sign Sigma, and I was like, "I need to bring that up at some
Mhm.
point," because that just kept popping up. I went to, like, 6 different places, and a bunch of the information is different, but that stayed consistent everywhere was zodiac sign Sigma.
Dude, couldn't even tell you where that came from. There's so many things that we get stuck on. Yeah, we just say shit. We get stuck on bits, and it'll be like 4 streams long where it's just the same bit over and over again, because it's stuck in our head. And I think that was one of the times where I just kept repeating. I was like, "Yeah, my zodiac sign is Sigma. I'm Sigma. I'm Sigma." And then it just made it into like the wiki and all over random places. I don't I just be saying shit.
So, that's something that I've noticed and that I've had some people who talk about it. There is a weird you sort of have to take down the mental barrier when you're streaming. And there have definitely
Yeah,
been streams where shit gets real crazy, and then later people are like, "Oh, do you remember this?" Like, "No, not at all. Did I say that?
no,
Sounds about right. Alright, sure." You'll get sent a clip and you're like, "I don't
yeah, it's
I said that? Alright, oh, cool."
I have a thing in our stream where, you can clip some we have a section in our Discord for sound redeems. I'm like, "If you ever want something as a sound redeem, just clip it and send it in, just the audio." And then guy goes on periodically and adds them in, and I never know. So I'll be on stream, and all of a sudden it'll be like sound redeem, and it'll be like bombaclot, and I'm like, when was that a thing?" And they're like, "I don't know. Chat wanted it at some point. It was a bit." So now the sound redeems are always like a throwback. I'm like, when did I say that? And they're like, "I don't know."
I just love that it
It's
seems
just
like
blacking out
chat
on
is
stream.
so much better at that. 'Cause, like, they're getting to be third-person viewers on it, so when I'm like, "No, there's no way in hell I said that," there will always be someone who's like, "Actually, here's the timestamp from this stream. This is exactly when you said it." And I'm like, "Shit, man. How do you know that?"
Yeah. God forbid you say something embarrassing. That will live on forever.
Oh, yeah. The stuff you want forgotten is the stuff that will become inside jokes and be brought up every time you say something.
Yeah, I have one sound routine that gets played often. It's, when I did a rant screaming at my sister for being, more well endowed, and, that's everyone's favorite clip. Don't even know, I think that was 2 years ago, and I was just screaming into the mic at my sister saying, "You get everything!" And it's like a 2-minute sound clip, and every time they're like, "Ha ha," and I'm like, "Let me live." It was a weak moment.
There, I feel like Twitter also makes that an interesting thing. I was talking recently with some of my guys about, like, of all the things that the people you want to perceive, it's always the stuff that is like the dumb, like, 2 seconds of
Yeah.
thought and you throw it up. Somebody that I really look up to liked something, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they liked something. What is it?" And I look, and it's just me saying, "Always be shitting." And I'm like, you know what? Perception is perception, but of all the things that I wanted that person to like, it was always be shitting.
Dude, my favorite one, I knew the moment I said it, I fucked up. It was in VR chat, and some random person came up to me, and they said, "Oh, I'm a boy," and I said, "Nice, I'm a boy too." And the moment I said it, I saw the clip command, and I was like, "Fuck!" And then that immediately, every time, it's like it's just a sound redeem of me being like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a boy too." And everyone's like, because they always are like, "You're just a man with a voice changer," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then they're like, "Cue the sound redeem." I'm like, "God damn it! It was one time I made a joke."
I feel like that's a sense. It's like a spidey sense you get once you're streaming of, like, as soon as something leaves your mouth, you're just waiting to see the clip. You're like, "Oh, there it is. I know it before it happens. It's coming. I know."
Yeah, you know immediately when you fucked up. And worst part is, don't say anything.
Yeah.
If they're like, "What was that?" And if you fight back at all, that's gonna be the sound redeem used for the next fucking 3 years. You just have to be like, "Ha ha ha, what? Let's yeah, that's funny. Ha ha, please don't make that a thing now." And it'll become a thing.
It'll always become a thing. Now Lirio has me interested. He said she forgot the best part. No, I have a wiener.
Oh, that's what it was. And someone said, they said, "Are you a girl?" And I said, "No, I have a wiener." That's the sound redeem of me saying trying to convince someone I was a boy in VR chat. I was like, "No, I have a wiener." And so now I swear to God, it's always too with collabs. I'll bring like a fun someone on I don't know for a collab, and then they hear that redeem and be being like, "No, I have a wiener." And they're like, "What was that?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it.
I don't know. I
I'm
didn't
not
hear anything.
important to the lore." Yeah, it must have been the wind.
So speaking of lore, this is usually one of the first things I ask, but we just sort of jumped into it. What caused you to want to stream? Was there a moment? Was it just a vibe?
Oh God, it's what made me want to stream. Um, the funny thing about that, okay, I did YouTube. Not a lot. I did like a total of 7 videos over like a year. Makeup videos because I really liked makeup and hair. So it was like hair dyeing and makeup. I made a couple of funny, like cute little videos, and I was really proud of it. And then I quit because I didn't like being IRL. That was a lot of pressure. I suck at editing, and it would take me like a month to edit like a 5-minute video of me dyeing my hair. And I quit. And then I remember someone was like real weird about like, oh, like sent a DM. They're like, "You're really pretty. You should dye your hair like this. Why aren't you dyeing your hair like this? I asked you to dye." Like they were getting real weird. And so I panicked and I was like, "I don't want to do this anymore." So I quit for like 2 years. And then a friend brought it up to me. They're like, "Why'd you quit YouTube?" And I was like, and I think it was Guy brought it up and he's like, "Why'd you quit YouTube? You seem to really like that." And I was like, "Yeah, it was too much. I didn't like for being IRL, you have to get dressed, you have to do your makeup, you have to set up the camera. I don't like editing." So I didn't like all that. And he's like, "Why didn't you try streaming?" And I was like, I've never watched a streamer. I don't even know what that is." And so he pulled up a clip of Phillian and he was like, "This is a streamer. Because you can be a VTuber, so it doesn't have to be you. You can have some level of like, um, not having to like right now I'm in my pajamas. Like you can have like that." And I was like, and so I watched a clip of Philly and I was like, "I don't have that energy. I'm not an extrovert. I can't do that." And so then he dropped a clip of Gargura and he was like, "This is also a VTuber. There's lots of different kinds of VTubers." And I was like, "That looks nice. I could do that." And so he said, "Okay, um, I'll download the program for you." And so he downloaded the program, got it all set up for me that like an hour after he showed me a clip of Fillion, and then he was like, "Here, why don't you play around with it and see if you can come up with a character you like?" So I played around with it for an hour. I came up with two characters, a white-haired one and this one, a green-haired one. It was a bunny because you could only be a bunny or a cat in Vroid back then. And I said, "I like this green-haired one." And he was like, "Okay." And then the next day, he was like, "Do you wanna try that program?" And I was like, "Sure." And so we pulled up the program, we pulled up Twitch, and I just did a stream. And I had a mic taped to a piece of wood and, just did a single stream. I did 2 hours and I was exhausted, and then I said, "That was a lot of fun." And that was what started VTubing, and then I just did it every day after that. So it was no planning. No, I was a green-haired rabbit robot because I had no lore, I had no planning, no anything. A model I made in 3 minutes, and then it just took from there because I just enjoyed streaming.
I want to find that now. I'm gonna go digging.
Dude, the Vroid is so rough. I have videos because I've kept all my videos all the way back from the beginning. The first video, my mod Caesars, if each year he does like a recap for us, and he did a video of this was your very first. He said, "This is Tippy's very first stream. You cannot hear me. I'm dead silent. It's me playing World of Warcraft, not saying a single word, just being like, 'Hi guys, my name's Tippy. I'm gonna play World of Warcraft.'" And that was it. And then just dead silence. And he was like, "Great first video, Tippy. Excellent first clip I could pull." It was so awkward. And but it was so much fun. I just enjoy streaming, so that's why we did it. I didn't know anything about VTubers or streaming in general. So it was just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. I very little planning for me. I'm not a planner. Guy's a planner. I'm a show up and hit go.
I think you touch on a really important part, which is just the enjoyment of it. Because, like, I'm a stressing person, but I go live and I love it. It's fun. That I wouldn't do this if it wasn't
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I feel like some people might not enjoy it or they lose the spark for it. But I think that's the core thing. If you just enjoy it, I love it. Like you said, it's my hobby. I look forward to it. I look forward to streaming days, getting all ready, and then hitting go and just having fun for 5 hours. It's just such a good time.
I do see it as a fun hobby thing because, like, for me, I work at an office and then I come for the last half of the day and I come home and I have an office at home and my stream desk is on the opposite wall of that desk. And I stream 30 minutes after I clock out for the day. And so I, like, push away from my
You just
desk,
roll your
go
chair
say
around.
I go say hi to the wife and kids, grab either an energy drink or fill up my water or whatever, and then I spin the chair around and get to this desk, and I'm like, "Hey, guys, how's it going?" So
Dude,
it's
what is it with because like I same thing with me. Like I used to work in an office, now I work from home, but it's like you like do a weird separation, but it's not even a separation. Like I have my work PC and guy works on the stream PC because he does the stream stuff. And then when we go live, we switch chairs, and I'm
Yep,
like, "Now I'm in VTuber mode. I'm
yep,
sitting at a different computer, 3 like, inches from my work computer, so it's different." I don't
exactly.
know.
It's just
In
it's a
my head,
mental
it separates
separation.
it.
Yep. I
Yeah.
I have 2
It's like,
chairs in
now
the
I'm done with
room. I
work.
have my pink Hello Kitty chair that was my wife's, and then I stole it, and it became my stream chair, and then I have my black and blue
Mhm.
business-looking work chair for my work side, but it's completely separate desks on opposite sides of the room because it's like, this is my
Yep.
fun stream area, and this is my work area.
Yeah, it does something good for the brain just to be like, I'm at work mode, and then I just change chairs to my other PC, and I'm like, now I'm in fun mode. Fuck work mode. That's that PC. This PC is the other one. It's like this stupid. I don't know. It was some mental thing. It works.
It does. I do want to ask, because I've seen so many explanations, from multiple people, if you can, explain DILK to me.
The ever what is DILK? Oh, sorry, I hit mute. Okay. It's not a long story, but I'll explain it. So I started off as a rabbit because Vroid you could only be a rabbit or a cat because those are the only two ears they offered. So I started off as a rabbit, but I never wanted to be one. So 6 months into streaming, one night at 3 a.m., because that's apparently our time to fuck around. A guy and I decided, he said, if you could be any animal, like redo it, what would you be? And I was like, dog. I'm obsessed with dogs. I have 2 dogs. They're my whole life. I am a dog fanatic. I was like, I'd be a dog. And he's like, let's make you a dog. And so he hopped on the computer, pulled up the thing, and he figured out how to use Blender, and he made me a character for dogs. Again, 3 a.m. By 4 a.m., we were changing the Discord to say dog pack, dog zone, bone zone, all these like dog related things. And our mods even DM'd us and they said, have you guys been hacked? And we said, no, we haven't been hacked. We're rebranding at 4 a.m. Okay. Just go with it. And so the next day I just showed up on stream as a dog and had a cute outfit because I was in VR at the time. So I had a 3D model. I had a cute outfit of a Mama Anata, which is a dog girl. And my outfit was a carton of milk with a bone on it. 'Cause it's supposed to be milk bone. You know, they made this outfit for milk bone like dogs. And I was like, this is so cute. And everyone in chat said, why does your milk have a bone on it? Is that for dog milk? And I was like, it's
Oh
not
god.
dog milk. It's milk bone. It's a play on words. It's milk bone. And they're like, dog milk, dog milk. And then that just got shortened to DILK. So it was technically chat's fault. I'm blaming them. So it's dog milk. It's just DILK. People think it's something weird or anything. It just stands for dog milk because chat doesn't know how to, it doesn't understand a pun, basically. And then that just became our whole brand. It's on all of my shirts. It's my gamer subs code. I just ran. I was like, fuck it. Who cares? It's hilarious. DILK, dog milk.
I love that only in the VTuber space could you be like, it's nothing weird, it's just dog milk.
Every person's like, what's that stand for? I'm like, what do you think it stands for? It's you probably think it stands for something weird. It's just dog milk because I'm a dog. And then everyone goes, how do you milk a dog? And I'm like, why? Don't make it weird. I'm a dog. And it was a
How do you
funny,
milk an
it's a
almond?
pun.
Almonds ain't got no titties.
Exactly. You're telling me this almond has titties? It's but yeah, it's nothing weird. It was just dog milk because chat doesn't understand how puns work. That was supposed to be milk bone. They thought it was dog milk. So now it's dog milk.
So, I
Oh,
didn't
it's milk
even
for dogs.
know milk for dogs. Oh, that would be a good one. I didn't know that Automod caught people trying to promo, so, someone tried to say, "Use code DILK," and they were like, "Smart mod caught it." I was like, "I don't care, go for it, man."
Yeah, it's yeah, I thought it was funny. It's cute. Um Most of my things start off honestly pretty innocent and then chat destroys it. Like the boner thing. I was like, dogs like bones, so I thought boner would be funny. And then they're like, that's hilarious. Boners, like penises. And I'm like, I was thinking dogs like bones. I'm dog themed. And then they're like, dog milk. And I'm like, no, it's milk. Whatever. You guys ruin
I feel like
everything.
that's it. That's all of chat, though. Is like, you could say anything like, "Oh, I get it," like penis, and it's like, "What? No."
Yeah, like, no, it's not penis. They're like, yeah, sure, boner. And I have to explain it to people when they come on. They're like, what's Dilk and why is your chat yelling boner at me? And I'm like, I swear to God, it started innocent. It just, then viewers got a hold of it. Chat has the ruined brain, not me.
See, I can respect that because my chat also yells boner at me, but it's not respectful. There's no story behind it. They're
They're
just a
bullying you.
bullying, being gooners, you know how it goes.
Yeah. Exclamation jork. I kept seeing them saying that they want you to add that.
Yes, yes. We already have the lurk message as go to the JO chamber to charge your crystal. So
Oh,
it's
hell
fine.
yeah.
Then there's
Gotta
sorrow with
charge your
exclamation
JO
jork
crystals.
again.
There we go. Yeah, you gotta make that a command. I don't know what for, but
See, that's my thing is like I there's so many jokes that can be made. I'm like, all right, now how do we fly under the radar of getting in trouble with it? What Tippy
I've been
doesn't give us
banned
a whole
twice.
chamber?
Uh, you can get away with a lot. They Twitch really doesn't care. As long as you don't show tits or hips, You can pretty much get away with anything.
Now I'm just like, "But what if I did?" I've thought about doing that, thinking,
Then
like, I
you
wanna
get a
see the
boost.
hypocrisy. I wanna see the hypocrisy, to have my current model just come out here in, like, an absolute banana hammock swimsuit and be like, "You can see my hips and my nips. Bring it on Twitch and watch them not do anything."
They probably won't, only if they catch you, but if you do, then you just get a vacation. Do it right before you're going on vacation with the fam. Just come out in a banana hammock, and then you'll get, like, a 5-day ban, and then you're like, "Alright, guys, see you in 5 days."
And then I can milk Twitter and be like, "What the hell? Why did I get banned?"
Mhm. "Why did I get banned? It's just an outline of my balls. Twitch, you're stopping my art."
Oh, my
Twitch
artist.
Twitch, they don't mind if you ride the line.
My artist, when I was first making the model, was when there was a lot of conversation about bulge physics, and she had already been she's like,
Oh,
"So,
yeah.
there's people" I was like, "Don't worry about it, that is that," and she's like, "Okay, cool, I can try." I was like, "No, it's fine, it's really okay."
Dude, that would be so funny. I've seen that before. It's hilarious. Twitch is they're pretty chill about like, not chill, but you can get away with a lot.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not
I
advocating for it because I don't want you to get in trouble on my I'm
Tippy
gonna be like, "You can
says,
do it," and then
"Ride
you
the
get banned the next
line,
stream.
press the limits."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get you banned.
I didn't even
Now
have my
that
wings
they're
out, I'm
you can
such a
do a
bad
lot.
host.
Where are your
There we go.
wings? Oh, there we go.
I
I
just realized I
didn't
was
even
so
know you
focused.
had that.
So I keep the jacket on just because chat really likes the fact that there's a jacket off slash on button that they can take the jacket on and
Mhm.
off, and anytime they do it, they're like, "Haha, jacket off." So I let them have that sometimes. They get mad at me if I start stream and I have my jacket off already.
Oh,
Lirio,
they like to be in control.
Lirio. They like to bully me when I
Come on,
forgot
spam him.
when I get to, forget or when I forget to turn off redeems when I have an interview by picking some of the worst
Mhm.
ones. You know what, Lirio? I'm gonna go ahead and refund you on that one because poor Tippy doesn't deserve that.
What's Homestar Gump?
It is okay, so Lirio and RM, who I were talking about earlier, were helping me figure out how editing worked because I was like, I really need to get better at
Mhm.
making shorts. And so they got me in there and we were working on it together. And my brain just sort of fried. And it caused me close to the end of it to just have this voice that it's somewhere in between Homestar Runner and Forrest Gump. And I did it as a redeem just because of how much RM hated it when it happened. I was like, "You're the one who broke me. You will reap the rewards of this."
Dude, um, I have some of the dumbest models still in there. I have a model redeem now that, they can switch between my original model or my original 2D model, my scuffed model, this model,
I love the
or the
scuffed
super,
model.
like, good-looking model. Oh, the scuffed model is my favorite, but I'll be, like, in the middle of talking, I'm like, "Where did I go?" And then they're like, "Pause," and then all of a sudden it, like, flips into a new model. I'm like, "Oh, okay, there we go. Now I have 5 minutes with this. I was talking about something serious, and now I'm in a scuff model."
I stuff like that is so cool to me. I People who can do that are really like it blows me away because I struggled so hard even learning VTube Studio to get this thing moving. And they're like, "Oh, there's so many things you can do." And I'm like, "That's just more things I could break."
Yeah. It's okay to break stuff, though, if it breaks on stream. It is a lot of playing around with it off stream. I'm not as good with it. Guy's, much better with tech, so he sets up a lot of stuff, but then I hop on, he's like, "Alright, I set up, like, 5 new redeems," and I'm like, "Awesome," and then I sit down and I'm like, "Look, guys," and then I break it. But it's part of being live. Things are gonna break. Who gives a shit?
That's one
I'll
of
be like,
those things
"Pause?"
I had to learn very fast because I for my first couple streams, I got super stressed. I was like, "Oh my god, everything's wrong, and it's terrible." It's like, "No, you just gotta roll with it." Be like, "Yep, things are breaking. Welcome to streaming.
Mhm.
It's fine."
Yep, it's just a part of it. You want the live experience, you get the live experience. Shit's gonna break, mics are gonna be messed up, things are gonna fall. It is what it is. And Joe's doesn't really say they're pretty good at, from what I see. They don't really give too much of a fuck.
Oh, 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 I did want to, ask you, I was watching the stream where you guys went to the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
How does stuff like that come to your head? Is it just like, "Yo, we wanna go out and do this, let's bring chat?" Like, what is your process for when
Yeah.
you take chat to places?
Yeah, it's just that sometimes I just wanna bring chat somewhere. I wanna go do something, and I think Imma take them with me, and, um, you get a peek into the life. IRL's is a little more complicated. Like, IRL's a little more complicated to set up because you have to, like, get up and make sure your phones are charged and this and that. That stream, which was so funny, we went to view the Christmas lights, and then my phone died on stream 1 minute from my house, and so I had to like type in chat real quick. I'm like, everyone, my phone died. The stream is not dead. I will be home in 1 minute, and then I will be back at my PC. It's so much. Like I was like, thank God, I was right at my house when it died. But yeah, it's just whatever we feel like doing. This weekend, I think we're going to a carnival, so it's just kind of whatever we feel like doing, that's what we do, and then try and plan accordingly. And sometimes, most of the time it works, sometimes it just does not, and you're like, "Well, pivot. Instead, we're doing this."
I think that was some of the coolest part of, in the least weird way possible, of researching you, was seeing some of like the okay, so what I have to explain is, I work in technology for the government. And so they're working on all their AIs
Whoa.
to make things faster and stuff like that. And so they make us use them. They're like, you need to
Mhm.
have at least X amount of uses on it. So we're training the data. And so after doing some of my research, was like, tell me everything you know about TippyHendrix. And I was like, we'll see what it says. And it pulled up so much
Oh
information,
god.
and just the variety of things. It brought up like your collabs, and it brought up some of your IRL things and your different models and your history. And it's fascinating just to see all the different things you do. That's why I was so interested in asking you like how you see yourself, because I don't know that you're somebody who would be easily categorized.
Yeah, it's a weird place to be, but it's fun. Also you have to remember I've been doing this, I think we just hit 3 years, so there's a lot more, like, time in the game of like stuff that we've done. We've had different phases where sometimes we'll be doing this a lot, and then other times we'll be doing this a lot. So um, I kind of do go through phases. Like there are times where I'm only doing collabs, and then other times we're doing a lot of IRL, and then other times we're doing all uh like presentations we'll make online, like for to present things like different funny ideas and stuff. So it's a lot of like different stuff like that. But I don't really know how to categorize. Yeah, it's just whatever. I don't know. I see it as it's a job, but I want to make it a job I enjoy. So it's you got to give chat something fun, but something that you will also enjoy.
I think from my point of view, it also works in your benefit, because it's sort of like the weather in some places where they're like, "Oh, you don't like it? Come back tomorrow. It'll be different."
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird. It's fun though. It's fun getting to do all different kinds of stuff. It opens a can of worms trying to learn how to do something new. Like when we're getting into like just doing IRL stuff, you have to like, okay, well now it's a whole new set of skills we have to learn, or like uh we want to make presentations or things like that. It's a whole new set of skills of how you're going to do it. But I'm very lucky in the fact that again I have a guy who does 99% of it, and then we also have mods who help out. So I'll be like, "I wanna do this. Can you guys make it happen?" And then they're like, "Yeah, all right. We'll make it happen. Give us some time."
Did you keep the tape dress?
I don't know, did I keep the tape dress? Oh, yeah, it's in the closet. We have a closet full of, cosplays we've done, so I did keep the duct tape dress I made for my
That's
birthday.
awesome.
The stupidest, group of cosplays, like, "Here's a Lorax, here's a duct tape dress I made, here's a nun outfit," when we exercised a goon ghost out of our oven. It's like we keep everything. Our whole garage is filled with shit we've built for stream and stuff like that. It's like our whole house is being taken over by stream bits.
So, it's funny that you brought that up because I was like, "I'll probably let that one fly under the radar," but that is something the AI specifically called out was, "She is known for exorcising a goon ghost out of her oven."
Damn, the AI knows about the goon ghost. Yeah, we had a stream because oh, it was so stupid. We did my very first IRL stream I ever did. We were blowing up our microwave. We were microwaving stuff to try and blow it up in our kitchen. And then I'd mentioned to chat, I'm really bad at cleaning and cooking and that kind of stuff. And the guy was like, "Do you guys want to see what's in the oven or what the oven looks like? It's so dirty." And he opened the oven, and I had forgotten that 4 days previous I had made butter chicken and left it in the oven because I have no memory. So he opened it and it was completely rotten. This is so gross. Mold of food from 4 days ago. And I was so embarrassed and mortified immediately. It smelled so bad that we almost ended stream and chat couldn't let it go. And so after that, they were like, "Butter chicken oven. Your oven's," and I was like, "Yeah, our oven is now possessed. It's possessed because of the butter chicken in it." And then we said there's a goon ghost has taken over the oven. So guy and I dressed in guy dressed as a priest and I dressed as a nun, and we tried to exorcise it with holy shy lily gamer subs water, and we had a we had a a cross and candles, and we did a whole exorcism of our oven to try and get rid of the goon ghost, and we trapped it in a Phillian jar. Sometimes when I explain things, it just makes less sense by the time I explain
That
it.
is just the most VTuber thing I've ever heard. That's amazing.
Yeah. Dude, VTubers just spiral out of control almost instantaneously.
I don't know. That I need to find that now. I'm gonna get you've given me homework because I'm like, that sounds like a trip.
It was a fun stream. It was a whole we bought a bunch of, like, did a whole stream around trying to exorcise the ghost in our oven. We had, like, an EMP read not an EMP, and whatever reader reads ghosts. We had candles, we had a cross, we had Shy Lily taped to it. It was fun. It sometimes the ideas just spiral out of control so quickly.
See, but that always makes the best.
Yeah, they're always my favorite. I always when it That's the fun thing I like about stream is that you have an idea and then you go live and whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen and it's gonna be go so off the rails and you just go with the flow like, "Fuck it, I guess this is what we're doing now."
Have I'm trying to think. I want to ask this in the most proper way. What have you ever had a time where it went too far off the rails that you it had a harder recovery than others on keeping things going?
Um, no, I don't think it's ever gone too far off the rails. Can you think of any times it went I don't think so. We're pretty I enjoy going with the flow. Like I said, we start with an idea, we plan for it as much as possible, and then we just let it take its life from there. So, it's been good. There have been streams where I'm, like, not like, I'm sick or something, and then I wanna stream, but then, like, 2 hours into it, I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't, I don't feel good." So, like, those ones are a bummer because 'cause I'll, like, have to end earlier than I wanted to because I don't feel good or something. But, like, as for, like, if the bit itself went off the rails, no. There was one, though, recently, I remembered it started a mini fire. It was just like a super small fire, but, like, I think it was, like, doing one of the science streams where I was trying to do science, and I was like,
Those
"Fire!"
science
Like, I
streams were so
immediately
good.
panicked. I loved them. Yeah, I wanna bring bring them back, but yeah, it started like a small mini, like, 2 flame fire, and immediately I panicked, and I was like, "Oh my god, fire, fire, fire!" And I ran off screen, and then guy came up and he's like, "It's fine," and he just put it out, and I was like, "Oh, I thought we were gonna burn our house down." Oh yeah, the time. Oh, I did yeah, there were 2 times I fainted on stream on accident. But we kept going. They were fine after. I have POTS, so I faint very easily, and it's not a big deal. It's just if I get overheated, I can faint. But the one time I was like, we wanted to do a celebration stream and I want to get duct taped to a wall. And then what I didn't know was that duct tape holds in heat, and so being on the wall with duct tape, you get very hot. And so I was just like, we were filming, and I was like, we were live, and I was like, "Oh, I was like, "Oh, can you turn off the camera just for a second?" And guy's like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "I think I'm gonna pass out." And so he literally came up and ripped me down from the wall and all the duct tape off, and I was like, "Oh, I feel so much better now. I'm fine." And then another time, we were doing soup in a fish tank. I don't know what happened there. I was too hot standing over the, like, heating element, and I got too hot, and then we, like, like, turned off the screen, and then I came back and I was like, "Hey, guys, threw up. I'm fine. Let's keep going." So
I
those were fun.
I have loved this so much because I keep feeling like I'm getting into a vibe like, okay, there's nothing, and then you're like soup in a fishbowl, taped to a wall, and I'm like, oh no,
Oh,
I'm done.
yeah.
It's
I
so much
honestly could
fun.
not tell you the streams we Yeah, we did, those are 2 really fun ones. The duct tape, I wish it could have lasted longer. I was just it was too hot. And then the fish tank one, again, was my bad. We had a giant, like, 40-gallon tank or 60-gallon tank, and we were making soup in it. And then, I just got too hot, and then we just kept going, though. Once I moved away from the heating element, we were fine. I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can just sit over here. Just don't put my face over the hot soup for 3 hours." And then yeah, that was fun. We've done a lot of stupid shit. That's what I'm realizing.
But think I don't know. I think that that makes for the best stories. Like it's always the dumb stuff that you want to tell people about and look back fondly on. Nero, if you ever need someone to tape you to
Yeah.
a wall, I got you.
Dude, you can do it. Just have a fan on you because it's gonna get hot.
We've figured out the problem. We're gonna put ice packs in your pockets and then tape you to a wall.
That would work, actually, you could do that. The lizard tank soup. Yeah, it wasn't even a fish tank, it was a lizard tank. It had kept a lizard in it. We like to pick I like to pick up stuff off the side of the road, and we found 2 fish tanks and a bunch of other shit that people are throwing out, and then we're like, "What can we do with this on stream? Let's make soup in it,
I grew up like
in the
that.
lizard tank."
That brought back so many memories of my mom being like, "It's Saturday, it's big trash day. Let's go see what everyone put out."
Yes! Dumpster diving, it's so much fun. People
Absolutely.
are throwing out stuff, they're treasures. You go around, you're like, "What? You would throw this out? I'm gonna take it."
My mom recently has started doing that again, but she's doing the Facebook Marketplace flipping where she'll find somebody throwing a dresser out and she'll gussy it up and then put
Yeah.
it on Facebook
Dude, your
Marketplace.
mom's dope. She
Dude,
paints
okay,
it.
my mom has a bigger social media presence than I do, and I just find that fact really funny. She's on TikTok and has a ridiculous amount of followers, and she understands social media better than I do, and I'm like, that's always really embarrassing to be like, "Oh, my personal TikTok, I've posted, like, 1 video and I have, like, 2 followers, and there's my mom with, like, 80,000 plus followers on her TikTok," and I'm like, "Why is this
What?
how it is?" She is
That
a
should be your
she's
have
a
her be your
prepper.
manager.
She is a prepper, and she does a lot of, like, survivalist stuff. She
Oh,
wrote a
okay,
book for
cool.
it and all of that stuff, and so she's just, like, has
Holy shit, your mom's
videos
famous?
uh, I wouldn't say that. She is in a microcosm of people who really like supporting each other, which is great for her. Um,
Mhm.
and so I was like, I love that, like, my mom just has, like, videos that pop up. They're like, "Hey, this is how to start a fire if everything's wet."
That's so cool. Dude, you gotta get your mom as your manager. Tell her to, like, handle your social media. That would be so funny.
I will do everything I can to make sure my mother never sees anything from my clips and stuff.
Oh, she'd probably love it.
She knows I do it, and she knows about stuff, but they're like, "Hey, do you want us to drop in and watch stream?" And I'm like, "Probably not."
I feel you. My mom's been on most of my family's been on stream at some point. They're very artsy people, so it's not like that weird that we're doing this. But I've had my mom on stream a few times, and she has a channel, so she'd come by and she would say hi and stuff in chat. And my mods always shout her out. So she has a pretty decent amount of followers now just from that,
That's
which is
awesome.
always I'm always like, don't shout out my mom. But so she comes by one time a while ago. This is the last time she came by. She came by and she said hi in chat. She said, "Hey," and I missed the message. I don't know walled my mom, and so she
Oh, no.
immediately left. Yeah, she got mad. She got left because I dono walled her on accident. And so then the next time I talked to her, she's like, "I came by your stream. Why were you ignoring me?" And I'm like, I didn't know you were there." And so then she got annoyed that I dono walled her. And I'm like, "I'm sorry. Come back by stream."
That's
I've called her on
awesome.
stream before. I'm like, "Everyone says hi."
I love that you say
She's
that as
cool
someone
though.
in chat is like, "We're all big fans of Tippy's mom. Tell her I said hi."
Yeah. I think the first stream I did with her, I did a lover sub of her. So I brought on streamer friends to try and win a date with my mom. Um
That's
and
incredible.
my one Yeah, it was so good, but my one mod who's been my friend a long time, told her, he's like, "I will buy you a $5,000 car, a $5,000 used car if you'll go on a date with me." And she said, "I don't want a used car." And so then he got so upset that to this day, he never lets me forget. He's like, "I offered to buy your mom a $5,000 car to go on a date with me, and she turned me down." I was like, "Yeah, she's standards. She's not gonna go out with the mod."
That's so much fun. I love that.
Yeah, she's cute. Yeah, she's very supportive of it. Very, very cool.
I would always worry about having my mom on stream just for some of the some of the stuff that chat will say, because, like, the
Mm.
backstory on it is I did a collab with a friend, and she was like, "I have such a hard time saying sorry, L." And I'm like, "Call me whatever you want, it's fine." And she's like, "Cereal," and I'm like, "Okay." So and cereal has stuck with my chat. They're like, "I love that." And so that evolved into cereal needs some milk, and I know that I had to bring my mom on, and she'd be like, "Why is everyone asking for your milk?" And I'm like, "Just don't worry about it. It's fine."
Dude, that's so funny though. I bet if she knows social media, she knows how it can be.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, she would laugh.
There's the older family members who I tried to explain once, and my
Mhm.
uncle was like, "Oh, the thing with the tentacles," and I was like, "Nope, this conversation's over. We're done. Not that. No. No."
That's what they always go to. When I
Yeah.
tried to explain it to someone, they were like, "Oh, so porn." I'm like, "No, not at all." And they're like, "What? I don't understand. What do you mean people
There's
they just
anime
listen to you
stuff that isn't
talk?"
hentai.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, "No, fully clothed, just talking." And they're like, "I don't understand. Why would someone wanna watch that?" And I'm like, "I don't they're not weird. They're normal people." Like, "What do you want?"
I
And I had to
love that the
explain it, and then
implication to
they
that is, like, why would people be interested in things that aren't hentai?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, "First of all, uncle, how do you know what hentai is? Second of all, don't answer that question. Third of all, some people on the internet are normal."
Not many, but some of them.
A couple here and there.
My kids have already picked up the saying of "normal is overrated," and I'm like, "I can't even, like, argue with you."
That's true. They sound like they got, like, a good head on their shoulders then. Gotta be your true little weird self.
It is fascinating because I can see myself in them with the fact that, like, they are super smart, like, ridiculously smart, and also do some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen, like, book smart, they are fantastic, and then my son is like, "I don't know, I was jumping on this cushion, and then the cushion came out, and I flipped over the back of the couch," and I'm like, "Dog, come on."
Have you shared with your chat how old they are?
Yeah, my daughter's about to turn 10, and my son just turned 8, and we're having a baby in January.
Ah. Oh my god, congratulations.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's soon.
yeah, it's we were we Wednesday was 34 weeks.
Holy crap, are you guys ready? Baby
Yeah,
number 3.
yeah. It's sort
And
of
we've had
scary
some good time
restarting
in
the clock.
between.
Yeah. I was super pumped because I was like, "Oh, we had our kids relatively young as adults, so, like, I'll be done with kids by the time I'm 40," and now we're having another one. I'm like, "By the time I'm 50, it'll be fine."
You just keep pushing that
Oh,
clock
yeah.
back. One day I'll be done with this. By the time your oldest one's grown, the youngest one's grown, the oldest one's gonna be like, "Here's your
Yeah,
grandkids," and
I
you're like,
know.
"Dang it."
Every day I feel my bones turning more to dust.
Oh, they're great though. They're probably a constant source of entertainment.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the thing. Real quick, this is the PSA to chat. Your kids can be awesome. People are always like, "Oh, having kids means giving up everything you wanna do." It's like, nah. If you talk to your kids and play with them and stuff like that, they like the things you do. We just finished, Naruto and Shippuden with the kids. We just started Boruto with them. We watch anime with them. They love it. My son's making a Dungeons& and Dragons style game because he wants to be a, game designer. My daughter is an absolute genius. Like, if you spend time with your kids, they will pick up things you like. You can't force them into anything. There are different things. My son is fantastic at Japanese. My daughter's fantastic at Spanish. They like different things. They pick up on
What?
different things. But if you if you're there to guide them, you can do the things you like. I play video games with the kids because they enjoy it because I introduced it to them and they like it. So don't let people
Yeah.
make you think that having kids ends the world.
Yeah, your life's not over. It's just you're adding to it. You're adding some fun personalities to it.
My like, one of
That's
my
really
most
cute
proud moments
though.
with my son was he loves all of the Digimon anime. He's watched everything we've been able to get our hands on, and they released the new, like, remake of the 1st season of Digimon, and it comes on, and within 30 seconds, he's like, "They changed the voice actor for Agumon." And I'm like, "I love that at 8 years old." He's like, "That's not the right voice actor, that they changed that." I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's been 25 years since the original one, but yes, you are correct, that is not the same voice actor."
That's so cool that you get to share your interests with them.
They're pretty great, but also we will in the nicest way possible butt heads on thing because, like, we'll have the conversations
Yeah.
of, like, what characters we think are stronger, and I'm like, "Dog, come on."
Oh my god, you're already having the power scaling,
Oh, yes.
conversations with them? Oh
Absolutely.
god. Let me guess, it's Goku or Naruto is always the strongest.
Yeah, but I always make the argument that Shikamaru 1 is cooler, and 2, like, there's more in when you're not talking about, like, fighting gods and stuff, he has more practical abilities. And he's like, "Yeah, but
Yeah.
Naruto can punch the sun, so, like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about." Like, "But
Dude,
how
it's always
often
like
will it come up?"
what who was it? It was, I remember I love the argument that they're like, Rock Lee and Guy Might are the only 2 ninjas in a world full of wizards.
Yeah,
They're like,
that is
"They are
very
the
fair.
strongest. They're just in a world full of wizards and gods, okay?"
That is I think that was something they talked about going to Boruto from Shippuden was like, "Alright, so at the end of Naruto, we got a little crazy, and it was basically magical mech fighting. So we're gonna pull it back for
Yeah.
Boruto and try to bring it back to, like, actual ninja stuff."
Dude, my sister loves Naruto. She got because it's funny because I got a guy's always been into anime, and then he got me into anime in about 2020 during COVID. We were home a lot, so I started watching anime, and I really liked it. And then I was like, I'm gonna get my sister into it. So like around like 2022, I got my sister to start watching it. She knows so much more than me, and now she's like super into Naruto, and she's watched all of them. She's like, yeah, because I've only seen some of Naruto, and she's like, you have to watch the whole thing, and I'm like, I don't have the time. And she's like, no, you don't understand. I need someone to talk to about this, so you need to get on
I have
it.
made my wife watch things because I'm like, "I know that it may not be your full cup of tea, but I want to talk to someone about this, so I need you to watch it."
That's what I do for stream. I just info dump. I'm like, guess what, guys? I have a new anime I like, and you're gonna hear all about it, even though you don't know what I'm talking about.
Alright, so
Someone go
super
watch
easy
it.
question, what is your all-time favorite?
All time favorite anime: Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh, you're a real one, I love it.
Me and guy have a lot of matching tattoos, or like kind of like his and her. I have Edward Elric on my leg, and he has Edward Elric on his arm. Um, but that was the first one because when it's funny because in 2020, because I never liked anime because I was of the mindset that it was all just fan service and cartoons. And so then he was like, no, it's not just. And then in 2020, he's like, just trust me. I'll show you something good. And so I was like, all right. And so he showed me Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and he very strategically skipped one episode.
Oh,
And
no.
it's the one where
Yep.
Yeah, you know the one I'm
Mhm,
talking
I
about.
know
He
exactly what you
skipped that yeah, I think it's, like, episode 3, he skipped it, went right over, and he's like, "Don't worry about that episode," because he was trying to get me into it and not freak me out. I watched the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, loved it, and was obsessed ever since.
Did he ever go back and show you the episode?
He's tried, I'm not doing it. I'm not ruining that perfect anime and watching the dog episode. I can't do it. I'm a dog lover. I can't do it. I'm skipping it for the rest of my life.
I feel like that
I
for
know
a
it's
lot of
important, but I can't
people
do it.
was like, "Oh, anime can also hurt. This can be this can make you feel the hurty things too."
Mhm. Yeah, that was, and I know what happens. I saw kind of some of it, and then I was like, "This one's too sad.
I'll
This
take a
one's too
pass.
sad." Yeah, I'll learn about the feelings in a different season, but yeah, that one's my favorite of all time. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is a perfect anime, especially a good starter anime for someone who doesn't watch it. There's not a lot of craziness or like too much fan service or too much, weird stuff. So it's a very good introduction.
I want to double check myself just before I spread misinformation, but there's an interesting fact about that one that I'm just gonna sort of keep yapping while I type to make sure that I'm correct. Let's see.
Hmm.
But wow, I couldn't spell. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Full Metal Alchemist was written by a woman, and that's just something that's really fun to point out
Hmm.
when people are like, "Oh, but like, look," and I was like, "Well, actually, one of the best ones of all
Yeah.
time
Oh,
was created by a woman."
yes. A lot of my favorite ones were, but yeah, it's one of my favorite facts. People will be like, "Anime's cool," and I'm like, "Did you know that Full Metal Alchemist was made by a woman? It's one of the most perfect animes of all time." I'm always so proud of it. Like I have some like dog in the race. I'm like, "Did you know?" I'm like that person with Lord of the Rings extended edition. "Did you know this fact? Did you know this fact about it?"
I just think it's so fun because I on from like where I travel, you have people like, "Oh man, like anime used to be a boys thing, and then girl." I'm like, "Dog, you know that your like favorite anime that you grew up watching, and that like set the groundwork for you loving anime was brought to you by a woman." And what? Like, yeah, just chill. Let people enjoy what they like.
Yeah, it's nice because some people like to try and like gatekeep. They're like, it's a boys thing. And it's like, no, it's not. It's for everyone. Everyone likes it. And there's so much cool stuff written by all different types of people.
I can
It's
always
cool.
count
I
on my
like seeing
chat.
a lot of girls get into
Saru come in with these.
it.
Some of the best hentai was drawn and scripted by women too.
Dude, and some of the best hentai is always drawn by furry artists as well.
Speaking of furries, um, which is a lovely transition to anything. That should just be my has nothing to do with anything. But I was like, speaking of
Someone clip
furries,
it.
um, that's just one of the most interesting overlaps I've seen working with the government is when you work with the government, you learn that like 90% of people are either into VTubing, furries, or both. And like I want to know what it is about working with the
Yeah.
government that you're like it's VTubing or furry. Take your pill and go work for the government.
Yeah, my favorite is in that furry con every year is the most dangerous week of the year because everyone who works for the government and is in coding is now at a furry con.
Yep.
So it's like the most highly security risk week of the year for the government.
Yeah, because if
And it
anything goes
coincides
wrong,
with furry con.
no one's able to fix it because they're all
Yeah,
busy.
they're all out of town at the furry con. I love furries. When we used to do a lot of VR chat, um, we had a really big furry community because I liked them. I thought they were interesting people, and I'd go to the furry worlds and interview them, and so some of them came over to stream, and they were very cool people. There's cool people in every group.
I had a really good experience because during COVID, was I realized that like you just see a lot of hate and people constantly shitting on it, and so I was like, I'm gonna reach out to
Mhm.
a couple, just like general commission, and just sort of integrate and see what they're actually about. And a lot of them were super cool, like you were saying, and I ended up accidentally my way into having a, like, semi-recognizable pair of OCs that people made, like, fan art of from my accidental they were like, "Oh, yeah, I'll draw something for you. What's your character like?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, I hadn't thought this far ahead." So I quickly, like, made something up, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, I love it." And then people started making fan art of it. But, um the integrating into
Yeah,
those, it was very cool to see that, like, oh, I mean, as much as people wanna shit talk, like, they're just people, and yeah, there's gonna be some weird ones, but also there's some super chill people who that this is just what they like doing.
yeah, yeah, I like the furry community. They've always been very supportive and cool. They're cool people. Like you said, there's bad apples in any group you go into. That's just the way humans work. But it's the furries get a lot of hate for, and it feels so forced. Like, these are people who like to dress up in uh animal costumes, and it's like, yeah, I'm an anime girl on the internet. What's the difference? You're cosplaying as a guy named Robert online who has cryptocurrency and a millionaire. We're all playing a part on the internet. It's not that big of a fucking deal. People add so much forced hate for furries. I don't get it.
I think about that all the time because, like, I'm sorry, we all have our roles to play. It's like, I'm sorry, you like to go to work and then on the
Yeah.
weekend get super shit-faced at the bar and make people annoyed, so, I mean, I'd rather you go wear a fursuit and leave people alone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let people just do what they like. It's not a big deal. You don't have just because you don't understand something doesn't make it bad. Like, I'm not a furry, but I don't understand it, but I respect you enjoy it. As long as you ain't hurting no one, have a fucking great time.
I feel like
It's
that's
so
just the history
stupid.
of
People are
human
so
conflict,
weird.
though. Everything boils down to, "Hey, you're not me."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. People always be like, I don't understand this, so I don't like it. And it's like, you don't have to understand it, dog. It's not for you.
Yeah, that is typically my go-to is like, do I have to understand it? No, but is it actively hurting anybody? Then whatever. Do you, man?
Yeah. It's it's so simple. Just enjoy, stay in your lane, don't hurt people, let people live. It's all Gucci.
Well,
Ooh,
I
ice
can
cream.
smell dinner being made, so do you have any bits of advice or anything you would like to bless the people with before we close up?
I don't know. Do you have any final thoughts, guy? Enjoy life, have fun. Man, frick, I didn't think about this. What are you having for dinner?
I think chili. It's half venison, half pork chili.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, okay, here's my thing. Don't stress, don't try and make things happen too fast. They will come in their own time. Just keep having fun, keep doing your best and everything will work out for anyone watching.
Words of wisdom from the wonderful Tippy.
Yeah, from a dog girl on the internet wearing a DILK shirt.
I mean, I was going for the wonderful, beautiful advice, and you were just like with from a dog girl with the Dilk shirt.
Change your life followed by advice. I'm a dog girl on the internet.
That's my thing is I've definitely had people come in and be like, "Hey, do you have any advice?" And I'm like, "What about this situation that we're in right now makes you think that you should be coming to me for advice?"
Yeah, like, well, sounds like you got your life pretty well together. Tell 'em
Yeah,
to invest
but
in
I'm
Doge or
still a
something.
VTuber.
That's true. Dang.
Oh,
It's always
real
negative aura
quick.
points when you tell me you're a VTuber.
Real
Yeah.
quick, I want to tell you that because that is one of my favorite things. I have this weird complex now, and it's why I have a hard time when I like reached out with you because
Mhm.
my daughter is super into VTubers. Like she
Nice.
loves the songs, she loves the how pretty it is. It is a common joke. My daughter is diagnosed autistic, and but she loves talking and she loves VTubers. So everyone's like, "Dog, that's the VTuber starter pack right there. You have an autistic girl who loves
Yeah.
yapping in VTubers. Boom." But
Yep.
but
That's
one day she was
the
like,
start of it.
I want to meet a VTuber so bad." And I was like, "You do know that dad's a VTuber, right?" And she's like, "No, like a real VTuber, like Calliope or Galgura." And I was like, "Oh, oh, ouch." Oh, or Iron Mouse. I
You're like
forgot.
my
She threw
heart.
Iron Mouse in there. I was like, "Oh." Yeah. She was like, "A pretty one that can sing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Mm. Who does she like?
She really likes right now, she has been really into, obviously, Iron Mouse and Galgura. She was very sad when all of that
Mm.
changed. She loves Calliope, we listen to Calliope Mori a lot. The one she's been
Oh,
getting
yeah.
into right now, oh my gosh, Fuamoko, loves them.
Uwamoko's a classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she also, because all of their music videos are so pretty too. So, like, they're fun to
Yeah.
watch, they're fun to listen to. So she's been very much in that orbit recently. So then she sees me and I'm like, "Wow, why aren't you pretty, dad?" I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Where's your pink cat ears, Dad? Why aren't you singing?
I have a pair of
You're not
headphones
a
that
real
have pink cat
VTuber.
ears.
Close enough. Welcome back, Gargara.
Oh, no.
I if she likes Miniko Mew is very cute and has a sweet singing voice. And Olivia Monroe is very
I
family
love
friendly.
Ollie so much.
Olivia Monroe. Ollie is incredible. That's who yeah, pretty much anyone at 3 AM is really family friendly, but if anyone's ever like, "Oh, like, my kid likes watching VTubers," I'm like, "Olivia Monroe." Ollie is so sweet and so, like, wholesome. Yeah, she doesn't even curse. She's an absolute sweetheart.
I've never even considered that, but yeah, I could probably let her watch Ollie. I do have that where I'm like, "I love that you love this, but I want to curate what you're seeing because it can get
Yeah.
really bad really
Mhm.
fast."
Yeah, you gotta watch on who like, Gargur was a perfect family friendly one, so but that's gone. Iron Mouse is always a classic, but yeah, I
Yeah.
always if anyone's like, "I like someone who's really wholesome," I'm like, "Olivia," and she's on during, like, a normal time-ish.
Yeah. Dude, I
Not like
that
a
is
2 AM streamer.
I have never had to be more aware of time zones than since I started
Mhm.
VTubing because, like, at work, like, yeah, I have there's government everywhere, so there's some Pacific and some Eastern, but that's not the but trying to be like, "Hey," setting up an interview, "You live in, like, Poland. I would really like to make this work. How do we work to where neither of us are awake at a ridiculous time?"
Dude, time zones I always use hammer time because, I didn't used to, and then I was in a group, chat trying to set up a collab, and my friend, Fufu, she was like, "I don't know what time you're saying," because, her time zone's completely different, and so she's like, "Use hammer time because it will convert the time for everyone,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "I don't know how to do that," and she got so annoyed, she sent a 3-minute tutorial to the group chat on how to use hammer time, and she said, "Every VTuber in here needs to watch this tutorial I made so you all can start using hammer time because time zones suck," and I was like, "Thank you for the tutorial."
I had a
That's
VTuber
the
friend do
only
the
thing I use
exact
now.
same thing to me because I kept trying to post times, and he was like, "Look, in here we have a Russian guy, a Polish guy, some people on Eastern, some on Pacific, and I'm sure other places." He's like, "Please just use hammer time and give us a time code."
Yeah. Yeah, it's the only thing I use now because 'cause I'm like, "I don't know time zones, I don't know where everyone is, I don't even know where I am half the time, so here you go."
Well, I appreciate you being here. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. I am going to spend the next little bit just saying how awesome you
Yes.
are. This was great. Uh, Super
Thank you
excited
for
you agreed
having
to do
me.
it. You're awesome, super
I
easy to talk to.
Thank you, I really appreciate it, I had a really good time, and it is my goal now to get you into the next, large group collab we have so you can get you out of your shell a little.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry, you're on the list now, you're on the list
I'm
of,
on
the
the
next
list.
large group collab. Yeah,
Uh,
that's just kinda the way it goes, you can feel the stress of 90 people talking in the same voice call and just absolutely have a panic attack like the rest of us.
oh, so my external hearing will be like what it's like in my head. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly. But
180
yeah,
voices now.
I really appreciate you having me. I had a good time. These were good questions. It was very, very fun.
Oh, wait, before we end,
Yeah.
plug all your stuff.
Uh, oh yeah. Hi, I'm TippyHendrix. You can find me on all socials at TippyHendrix of YouTube, TikTok, obviously Twitch, Twitter. It's all at TippyHendrix.
Where can they get lovely
That's
sports energy slash gamer energy drinks with what
oh
code?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have a gamer subs code. If you like gamer subs, use code DILK, just like on my shirt, DILK. It's the only code that works. Isn't that crazy that gamer subs gave me the only code? Can you believe that, Nero?
That's wild.
I know. It's so weird. But yeah, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and make sure everyone you check out Nero as well. This was a lot of fun. You're very, very good host. Despite you say that you were nervous, it didn't come across that way.
I try not to be nervous on stream. That's why I double up on nerves beforehand. So once we go live, it's all there.
Yeah, just have a panic attack before and after stream, and then on stream, chill as a cucumber.
Exactly. Do you have a typical sign off you like to do?
uh, nope. I usually just hang up on everyone.
Well, then on that note, I hope everyone had fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I would do my typical just signing off randomly, but I don't know how to do it. So I'll leave you with this. Really important that you
Perfect. That is wonderful. Thank you, Tippy. We appreciate you.